It's supposed to feel.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to NS9 Game Day. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Jim. We got Tyler. We got a special show for you guys, I guess, to say. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a good Saturday. Ran some errands, got my hair cut. Was playing the show with Tyler pretty much all afternoon.
Can I just say, Jim said he had a productive day. He got his hair cut today. That's what he did.
Hey, it was a Saturday. I had nothing to do. I got my hair cut. I worked out.
You did one more thing. I can't. Oh, you worked out. Yeah. There you go.
Haircut, workout. So like that's a productive Saturday right there.
That's a productive day.
Yeah.
Very productive.
I took a
And now we got Bucko baseball.
I took apart a vacuum. Went and got Mother's Day presents. I got dinner ready for tomorrow. I prepped a meal. Jim got his haircut and worked out.
You know, considering the guy who came on the show at 6:53 for a 6:50 show, not shocked that you just got your Mother's Day gift.
It's not done yet. I got to get more tomorrow.
Of course. Well, mine's already done. I've had a productive day. I watched Ted Lasso, but I caught up with Ted Lasso, and Ted Lasso is very, very good. It's such a good show.
I'm like 2 weeks behind, I think. So
I'm 1 week behind.
No, actually, I'm 1 week behind. I didn't watch this week's.
Yeah, catch up. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of tied up watching the Buccos tonight.
Kind of tied
and again,
up.
And just being in general, just very productive. Very productive people over here. Me and Tyler.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Anyways, let's talk about the show a little bit. I mean, obviously the first pitch is going to be in 5 minutes. We came on a little early. Last year we introduced NS9 Game Day, where we came on
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago. If you would have jumped on PlayStation with us,
we didn't do it at all last year.
We could have.
We didn't do it at all. Okay,
yeah.
So we did it 2 years ago. The infamous Wilmer Defoe just missing the fly ball. So we introduced it 2 years ago. We didn't do it at all last year, so fine, whatever. But we're having a little spin on it this time. So I think it's going to be something we're going to do a little bit more of, right, guys?
We'll see how this goes. But I would imagine tonight this should be a fun show. We've got some guests lined up. We're going to basically be like the Pirates version of Manning Cast. Is just without an actual. We can't show the game live, but we've got the next best thing. So I think it looks kind of cool. You'll all see it in like 4 minutes.
With all the RSN issues, we have made a formal offer to take over the Pirates broadcasts. I can't release any details yet, but we'll just keep it at that.
I personally think the next best thing would be a reenactment by me because I'm so athletic.
Reenactment.
So
please reenact Miguel Andor's athletic batting stance.
Oh, that'd be easy.
When I was a kid, my bedroom, the way it was like laid out is, it was like a long, like I had a pretty long space. And, if you went out my bedroom door, it was like a little bit of hallway too. So like I had a pretty good room to work with. And that's what I would do for Pitt basketball games on the radio. I would listen to Bill Hillgrove and Dick Grote on the radio, and I would reenact what they were saying. Like I'd pass it to people off the wall. I'd dunk it. Chevy Troutman layup. Boom. Julius Page.
What a nerd. Although I appreciate the left hand there.
Yeah. Did you see that? I made sure I went left-handed there.
I saw it.
So it was a full-on reenactment.
You need to cut off your one sleeve, though. You have both sleeves on. Yeah. So I don't respect the jumper that much.
Full-on reenactment of like the 2001-ish Pitt Panthers. It was good stuff. It would have been good content.
If only you have known. If YouTube was just around back then to see young Jimothy.
So I think Tyler actually reenacting the game, but just based off of like a radio feed would be excellent.
Oh yeah, and it would be as ideal as possible because I'd be pumping 90 easy. Actually, who's pitching today? I don't.
Contreras.
Okay, I was kind of hoping it'd be Rich Hill because I could really reenact that one, but Rowanzi, maybe not.
I could even reenact that one.
Yeah. Now the one issue we're gonna have today is hopefully all of our feeds are like in sync. You know, so like me and DiNardo, we've got MLB TV. Tyler has actually got cable. He's one that like he's still.
I am in market,
so
I will be ahead of you guys.
Tyler will probably be a little bit ahead.
And then like on top of that, so for those that don't know, we're gonna have some guests on. Our first guest is going to be Fort. Talking about feed, I guess he's coming live from the studio too, so he might be like well ahead of us.
Yeah. So we'll have Michael McKenry live from the AT&T Sportsnet studios. Yeah, this should be fun. So I mean, we haven't even talked about our guests yet, so we'll be kicking it off with Fort. We'll have Alan Saunders from Pittsburgh Sports Now on for kind of the middle innings, and then wrapping things up, Sarah James, Crying Baseball on Twitter. She'll be wrapping stuff up. So yeah, a nice group of guests for our first show of the year.
What a reintroduction to NS9 Game Day.
Absolutely. Hopefully it's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel bad for Sarah if she comes on and it's like 12-1.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll be talking about different
Tyler
dog
to
breeds.
reenact the baseball games then, so we're good.
At the very least, we have someone here with us if it is a clunker.
Yeah.
So we'll just be able to chop it up with whoever. It might just turn into a social podcast.
Yeah, depending on how
Well,
good or
it's-
bad the game is, we could just completely go off the rails.
Yep. There's a good chance this thing goes off the rails, just like the Pirates season.
Now, Sarah did mention she's going to be judging beard, so I did tweet it, but I did shave just in case.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, it was
Wasn't
all
live.
kind of part of my hair. I got the haircut, and then I did trim, and yeah.
I heard about your big productive day, so I had to make sure I was on point.
There you go.
But guys, it's 7:05.
7:05.
I don't know where your feeds are matching up, but it's almost time.
So my feed has the Orioles outfielders throwing around in the outfield.
Mine just started there.
Okay. Now there's some old people.
Tyler's
in the
like,
stands.
I'm on the third pitch.
No, they're giving the Pirates lineup right now.
Okay. I'm not there yet. Ooh, it's close though. Here we go. Pirates lineup. So I'm, what is that? Like maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds after.
Probably
I
about
just
7
got
seconds.
the lineup.
You're just way behind, so nobody cares about you. Thankfully, nobody really wants to hear DiNardo's opinions.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like the real
that's-
baseball minds are here. You're just here to keep it on the rails.
Ooh, I just noticed our names are up. I don't like that. You
I
guys
don't like
know
you.
how I am. Let's take this off.
Once we get real small though, you probably won't be able to tell much. But yeah, let's actually introduce the layout, like how it looks. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, so again, we can't actually broadcast the game, but we want to have you guys see something. Oh, I guess there's been a pitch already.
Yes, there has.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
We are going to show MLB Game Day, so you'll see, this point of view. They don't have. Yeah, I haven't noticed it. You guys saw how, like, on opening day, they had that really, really cool, like AI looking stuff, where it was like the game, but it wasn't the game.
Yeah, the game day 3D or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it, or else we would have used that, and that'd have been really cool.
Yeah. All right, so I'm a pitch behind the game day.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I might not look at that.
Yeah, so I'm not looking at the game day.
Yeah, I'm just
because
gonna watch
I'm
the
ahead of
game.
both
We'll
of you.
talk.
I would prefer to
That's
just
fine.
watch the game here, but
Yeah, there we go.
we're just seeing Brian Hayes continue to be Brian Hayes. Letting the ball get way too deep.
What's he? How are his leadoff stats looking lately? Though I feel like
Last I saw,
feel
which I think was
like,
before last game, he has a 110 weighted run created plus.
Okay. Fouling a bunch of pitches off. Cody is also a pitch behind.
Cody. Oh.
Let's see. So Key Brian Hayes out of the leadoff spot, 106 weighted runs created plus. So this is a good bat. Making him throw some pitches here.
And I mean, if you can get a Brian Hayes at a 106 WRC plus, I think you're thrilled for all the length of a season.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. But I would want more than 106 weighted run created plus out of the leadoff spot. I'll just put it that way.
So kind of one of those, like, do you want the best version of Brian Hayes you can get, or do you want the best lineup?
Yeah.
The other problem is there's nobody else that can hit the leadoff spot right now because everyone else stinks.
Right. All fair points. I mean, at this point in time, I have no issue with Cabrine leading off, even though we got out here. But yeah, I mean, he's been at his best at the leadoff spot. It's been productive at the leadoff spot for him. And we see this lineup right now, 6 through 9 right now is pretty bad. So, like, what are your options?
I hope Miguel Andujar doesn't swing at a pitch all evening, so people don't have to see my reaction to this swing.
It's so ugly, man.
Speaking of ugly, you know what I like about this? When you put up a comment, you don't get to see Tyler's face anymore. So that's a positive about this. As he's completely zoned out.
I'm watching the game. What do you want from me?
Entertainment.
I'm just studying ball. What do you want? And also, I don't want to give everything away because I'm a pitch ahead of you guys. As Brian Reynolds flies out.
Yeah. He's been doing a lot of warning track power lately.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get him back hitting home runs instead of doubles, but he's still very productive. I'll take that. June's almost here, guys.
That was technically a barrel by Brian Reynolds, for what it's worth.
What was it, about 91 off the bat? 88?
102.
Was it 102? He hit it that hard?
102.6. Expected batting average of 730 on that.
Wow.
So he hit it hard. It was just kind of right at the guy.
That's one of those where StatCast fools me. The eye test just did not see that. But let's watch Connor Joe have a very productive at bat here.
Yeah, hit it a long way.
That's all he does.
Connor Joe's just been very, very productive. I can't speak enough good things about Connor Joe so far. And I take it back. I did listen back to that old podcast we had when the trade first happened, and we're basically saying he's Ben Gamble with more upside. And boy, were we wrong. Or he's really tapped into that upside.
Oh, I mean,
I don't think that's a bad call.
Fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Ben Gamble was a league average hitter.
Yeah, he's tapping into the upside right now. Like, he's showing you that he is definitely capable of having a higher ceiling than Ben Gamble. But going into this year, he had like a 98 career weighted runs created plus. Like, he was a below average hitter.
Yeah, he basically was Ben Gamble coming into this, but
yeah,
he's certainly not providing Ben Gamble, even at Ben Gamble's best right now.
Yeah, he has a lot better at bats than Ben Gamble did.
For sure.
He's
a better player. He is a better player. He's a better overall player. I mean, he's a 1.2 WAR already. Like, the guy's going to put up at least a 2 WAR season, even if he kind of tapers off here. Oh, we got the
great job, DiNardo.
We got the ads.
This is some great production.
This is free advertising for Fitbit. No free ads.
I don't know what
you are so bad at this.
There, you just log into your MLB account.
Hold on.
If you log into your MLB account, there you go. We can get the 3D. That would be great.
Let me try something here, guys. That 3D just popped up, so maybe I can get into it now.
Top half of the first is over.
Yeah, made him throw. We made Wells. 14 pitches. Wasn't that? I mean, half of those were from Hayes.
Yeah, but I think it's at least it's a little encouraging seeing Brian Reynolds' barrel went up and okay at bat. Two pretty decent at bats.
It's
Jim,
funny.
what
Why?
do we need from Ruanzi today?
We need.
What do you want to see? You want to see fastball velo? You want to see command?
I want to see slider command. I mean, I want to see him pumping sliders, and I want to see him getting strikeouts and weak contact. That's pretty much what I want to see.
See, I mainly want to see the fastball get commanded today because we've seen the Pirates be so heavy slider lately, and it seems like the league's starting to adjust to that. You got to be able to locate the fastball, or it's going to be a problem.
But Contreras also has a really good slider.
He does, but you can't just throw a slider.
I get that. But whatever. Pitch types, slider, update. Contreras' slider is the best slider in baseball.
I think we got it.
It's the best slider in baseball. Oh,
Look,
here we go. Look at this.
Look how beautiful this is.
It's like the out of the park stream almost. You got
This is fantastic
fielders. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay. This is like the next best thing.
We're cooking
Ryan's gotta love this because he can't actually watch games. This is like No, this is nice. It's even tracking his warm-up pitches.
Yeah, that's cool. I got to make this full screen so I can actually see it.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. But no, back to Contreras. He is the best slider in baseball. It's got a -9 run value. He's also thrown it 287 times, 46% of the time.
And
yeah, I'm interested to see
Mullins with the slider.
I'm interested to see how long this holds up. I mean, him essentially being a 2-pitch pitcher.
I don't know. He has started to introduce that curveball a little bit. We saw it more last start.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't have a fastball and you don't trust it, you're still going to struggle.
Yeah, he threw the curveball.
We've seen that before.
Probably more last start than he had all year. There you go, Ryan.
Two sliders. Thank you, Ryan. The key to today is getting Cedric Mullins out.
So is this so where is he at now? I mean, it's even got him like stepping out of the box and stuff.
Oh boys. 96 from Ruanzi.
Honestly, I'm telling you, with this 3D
stream,
the 3D stream is like slightly behind me now.
Yeah.
That's actually maybe good because now we're more synced up. It's not like 10 seconds ahead of you.
Boom! There's that fastball on the 3D. That's pretty tight. I like it.
2 pitches from Rowe today, 96 both on the fastball.
Watch Major League Baseball will be like, this is so real. We're gonna have to shut down these guys' stream.
I was just gonna say that we might not need AT&T anymore. We're taking over.
This is like the metaverse.
With the 3D stream here, we're gonna have people come on and break down the mechanics on the 3D players.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh.
Well.
That wasn't great.
Wasn't really a bad pitch.
No, I mean, Adley's just really good.
It's a decent slider at the bottom part of the zone.
Speaking of which, I just got my NS9 Plus fantasy update. I just got a home run from Adley. I'm crushing it this week.
He didn't bury that slider far enough. He left it too far up.
Yeah, but still, it's the bottom of the zone. But Adley Rutschman's gonna do damage when you leave it in the zone at all.
Yeah. Well, that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
But so far, I do like what I've seen from him on the 7 pitches I've seen now.
That was
these a tick up.
Curveball right there.
Yeah.
So now the game day's a little bit behind. But that's cool. I actually kind of like that. Because then you can actually see what happens, and then you can look at the screen and get the 3D version.
That's true.
Paint. Paint it, Ro.
Ryan just bought property behind Camden in the metaverse.
How much does real estate go for, Ryan?
Did you get some space in that warehouse? No, I mean, I'm not gonna bury him for that slider, but yeah, getting that down would have been a little bit better.
Yeah, it's all.
Dean wants to know,
it's
do
like
you
you
guys
just-
live in PA?
None of us do.
None of us live in Pennsylvania, Dean.
Welcome to North Shore 9, your Pittsburgh Pirates podcast, where nobody lives in Pennsylvania.
I am in market.
Yeah. No, let's see. I was born in Pittsburgh, raised in like Washington County, but moved away when I was 18.
I was born in Jersey, but did move to Newcastle. Lived there until I was 23, and now I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Northeast Ohio, baby, forever.
So sad.
You could have been a Cleveland fan, Tyler.
God, not a chance. I am far closer to Pittsburgh than Cleveland. So, all things, I do like what I saw from Rowancy, though. The velocity's up a little bit. That slider's kind of just one of those get me over. Try to get an early strike. Adley was just sitting on it.
What's Cody talking about here?
About your life story, probably.
Well, someone asked. So, yeah, Cody, someone did care because they asked the question. Stupid. All right, so 1-0 after 1. When's our first guest coming?
What's that?
When's our first guest coming?
Well, hopefully soon.
we were told second inning, so
Yeah, Fort should be coming on. He wrapped up the pregame show, so he said he'll be coming right on after that. So he should be anytime soon. He did text me.
Way to
So,
just
yeah.
drop that you have his phone number. You're
I mean,
so cool.
Again, we just submitted an offer to take over the rights. You know, I got some ins with AT&T now.
Got to know about the potential talent.
Fort might be working for us soon. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good boss.
Oh, and he just responded, be on the bottom half. So
Bottom
there's your
half.
official word.
all right.
All right. So for everyone watching, Fort will be on here hopefully in 15 minutes.
Right.
Because the Pirates are going to score about 10 runs.
Hopefully not soon.
Ryan, your boy Juan Soto just homered again. He's on fire.
What's this Ryan, your boy Juan
Hey.
Soto crap?
Hey, Ryan's
He's
the
been
one who
my
drafted
boy.
him. You could have drafted Juan Soto in fantasy and you didn't. So Ryan
But then I
got him
couldn't
instead.
bench Shohei Ohtani when he starts games.
Yeah.
Ryan
Because
has
I'm an
always
idiot.
been the guy about, he's been all about Juan Soto. As long as
Yeah.
I've known him.
Always. He's the big Juan Soto guy.
As long as I've
Yeah.
known him.
Right.
Oh, how many games is
Every
this now that Castro's not playing? Why is Castro not playing again?
Yeah,
Good
I
to
don't know.
see. Well, shut the hell up
It
about
was just-
Castro. Good to see Carlos Santana.
There we go.
Get on track a
Santana.
little
Can
bit
win
here.
The opposite field.
Well,
Do it again.
heavy.
Things you love to see.
This seems like a pretty good opportunity to get some runs off of Wells because he appears to be up in the zone a lot. And not in a
I
good
mean,
way.
the Pirates. I mean, how hard did Santana hit that? I haven't said yet.
85. No.
This is
There
a.
goes the zoo
the-
at Jim's house.
I'm
That
just
was
saying,
104.9, by the way.
if there's a spot for Jack Sawinski to hit a home run, it's right here. It's going to be an elevated fastball that he can run into. I get it.
Sounds real quiet in the Rosati household, so I'm thinking those dogs are still going wild.
He's just in there. Peyton!
That
Peyton!
cat is just getting chased around all his house. Oh. What'd you think about that pitch, Jim?
He should have let it go.
Telling you,
That was a strike, though. It was a
he's
strike.
going to elevate a fastball here.
There's two dogs. One is much crazier than the other.
Peyton.
Jesus Christ. Speaking of real estate, Jim has commercial property. It's been rezoned.
Come on, Jack. Run into something here.
Justice kind of repeated what you said there, Tyler. You know, aside from the home run, Contreras' velocity is up today. So that's good because he had been down quite a bit.
I'm telling you what, me and Justice snowball.
Yeah, but he'll
rare
shake you out.
Chase from Swinsky.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, very rare.
I was really hoping he'd run into an elevated fastball.
Yeah, Ronesy averaging 95.6 right now. Things you love to see.
That change up. Yep. It was a good pitch.
And here's an at bat that I don't care to watch.
Can we just fast
skip
forward
over the good parts to the good parts?
Let's just hope he doesn't ground into a double play. That's all.
I want to go home.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't, so that way Bay can.
On the bright side, G1 Bay's not hitting 8th today, so he doesn't have to steal a base with Austin Hedges behind him.
I like how Andahar looked at that ball right down the middle.
Yeah.
Hey, we said we didn't want to see him swing today.
This pitcher is sweating a lot.
It's warm.
Is it that warm?
I don't know.
He's soaked.
It's only like 70 degrees. Actually, my computer says 69. Nice.
Like his face is
soaked.
Soaked. His face is like glistening.
Soaked.
I swear to God, you said soaked.
I said soaked.
He said soaked.
I want viewers, let us know what he said. I
Soaked.
swear he just said soaked.
He said soaked.
I said
dummy.
All right.
Way to pay attention.
Go have another migraine.
I'm about to.
If you have to see Andujar swing a bat. Uh-oh. Nope. TNDP right there.
Yeah, that was bad.
Ooh.
That was
it's a little harder watching without the sound. Because you can tell a lot from the crack of the bat, I feel.
How hard did that come off the bat?
94.
The other Jimothy said sounded like soaked to me also. The Jimothy
doesn't. Jimothy can't hear well.
I have a feeling Ford's coming on a lot quicker than we hoped.
Yeah. I would like to see G1 Bay, if he's ever going to be productive, just start. If he's really going to go opposite field like the way he does, just pound the ball into the ground and beat it out.
Yeah,
well,
like
what he did. Right now. What was it? Was it his It wasn't last game.
Yes.
Oh, it was last game. That infield single that he had, where he just kind of like chopped it up the middle.
Just hit the ball on the ground.
Yeah, like if you have like a negative 86-degree launch angle, just pound it straight into the dirt and have it just pop up. Let's just do that.
And then pick and choose your spots where you want to go try to pull a baseball.
This is pretty neat though, because you can see on the 3D, like you can see that third baseman where he's at.
Oh yeah, this is really good for the placement. I didn't think about that.
That's pretty cool. You can look at like where the fielders are.
Get a whole overview of.
Yeah, so that third baseman's right on the edge of the grass, basically.
See things that North Shore 9 can bring you that AT&T doesn't. I'm just saying. North Shore 9 via MLB. At that.
Wells is killing him with that changeup.
Yeah.
Oh.
We haven't seen many fastballs since that Santana rocket. And
Yeah, I mean, this ball was a good.
probably realized that
That ball was in
it's
the
not gonna
right-hander's batter's box.
Yeah.
Back to my thought on G1, but I just want to see him go full Wampierre. Just pound the ball into the ground. Cut down the strikeouts, choke up, and just hit ground balls.
Just basically just put the ball in play more. Like he does one thing. He does one thing well. So use that one thing as often as you can. Stop trying to put the ball in the air. Stop trying to hit for power. Just make contact. Like G1 Bay is someone who should not have a 24% strikeout rate.
Yeah.
He needs to have a 5% strikeout rate.
Yeah. Really, it has to be under 10.
Yeah.
For him to be productive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the power is not there.
No. And I think there is some pop in his bat, but he's just not quite tapped into it.
There is, but you don't want him to be a 250 guy because he can hit 12 home runs.
He's got to hit 300.
Right.
Looks like we got our first guest in the queue.
Oh,
go ahead.
He's in.
Bring him on.
Hey.
What's up, fellas?
Fort McKenry.
Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Well.
Doing well. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for hopping on.
Hey, no problem. No, I love it. So, what do you think so far?
Offense looks ugly. They've hit a couple balls hard, so we'll see. But Contreras looked good. The slider probably could have been a little bit lower to Adley, but Adley's just a really good ball player. Not much you can do there.
I think I may be a little bit ahead of you guys. So if I get a little excited, you know something's coming. Sorry about that.
We've talked about this. All three of us, well, actually now all four of us are on different spots of this game. And then the feed that's being shown here is in also a different spot. So it's just going to be chaos, and that's fine. Whoever screams first, we're good.
Yeah, that was a good first pitch to Frazier, just right at the bottom of the zone, didn't get the call.
Wait till you see that fastball in.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
So the velocity is a tick up today, which is very encouraging.
I'll tell you something that I've seen on Contreras and Oviedo that I'd love to get y'all's take on is that glove side extension. Me and Matt Capps talked about it on our podcast. We talked about it consistently, how important that is for guys with high spin and for younger guys to get the feel of getting down the mound and really getting extension. I think that's what I've seen today. And even dating back to the last start, really trying to get something going down and away so we can open up everything else. It's been good for me today so far.
Well, the Orioles have a whole lot of lefties in the lineup today, so everything's running in.
Yeah, you got to pound lefties in.
Yeah,
if you're a high spin guy, but his natural miss, if you think about it,
right,
it's like this. If he's focused up down here, he's going to naturally miss this way, which plays really good with the slider and breaking ball.
All right, 2 quick outs.
I have to agree with Jim. Having no sound on this, every hit looks like a home run. See, we're watching this with no sound, so it's gonna come up on the show right for it, and it's like every time you see that ball just fly off the bat, I'm like, oh no. It's like, oh okay, it's only 300 feet.
Well, yeah. Hold your breath. There's some bad news coming.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. That one looked like a homer, and it was a homer.
Yeah.
It was.
It was a homer.
That was a curveball, wasn't it?
Yeah, not a terrible pitch. That was actually a really, really good swing.
No. That was only a second curveball.
And it's only 99.5 off the bat.
Yeah, I bet that's not a homer in a lot of parks.
You probably want to bury that
only
a little more.
Only a 270 expected batting average, so
yeah,
that tells you a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, even Adley's ball was just a home run in 13 out of 30 parks.
Yeah, Adley he got a hold of that though. But
yeah,
this one kind of scraped the wall. But yeah, not a bad pitch. Curveball at the bottom of the zone for strike one. He was just sitting on it, I guess.
Yeah, Fort, what's your take here? It seems like they're really sitting off speed stuff right now and breaking.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, but they are really sitting it, and they're not catching up to the fastball at this point. You changing the approach here?
Well, I mean, if you're left-handed, I mean, he's got to clear space up and in to get them so they're not hanging out over, and then he's got to work some down and away. I think he's done a really good job getting that glove side early. Now he can open up. It looks like his command's pretty good. His mechanics are good. Like that pitch you're going to see here in just a second, just that whole entire sequence, 0-2 fastball way, and stays out there. Those righties are going to have a hard time because they may chase that slider, or they may try to think it's, hey, I'm going to stay on it. That's a good pitch hit, and they're late on it because it's a fastball painted at the bottom. I just think he needs to get back to who he was when he first came up. I think he lost his identity some.
The fastball command looks good today.
Really good. Exactly.
That was a good. I mean, that was a good slider right there too. Got him to chase.
Mm.
Can we just get him to hit it to Key Bryan every time?
Yeah,
He's so good.
He's so
Yep,
good.
got him.
There was what was it? It was the one inning yesterday where he made that play like in left field, basically, and then he had that like kind of weird in between hop too that he was able to get. That he's special.
Yeah, I just wish he was a little bit more showy so people understood how good he was.
Yeah, it's like he's too good.
He
He's so
really
good.
is.
He's so good that people don't realize how good he is. Yeah.
You know that ain't in his blood, though. He ain't gonna
You know-
be showy.
You know what,
it's
though?
not his dad's showy though. Yeah,
You know what, though? Our viewers,
his
though.
dad is.
Our viewers can recognize.
Truth.
They know.
I watched it and I didn't really think twice about it because it's just something he does every day. He makes it look easy.
So, what do you guys think about the state of the Buccos right now? I haven't talked to you guys about this much lately. I know, obviously, they're not playing well, but like, what do you guys contribute to it?
To the not playing well?
Yeah, like
There's no depth in this lineup for one.
that's a pretty valid point.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just kind of harped on like that the whole first month. They were doing the little things right. People were being put in positions to succeed. And now I think people are playing roles that they probably shouldn't be playing.
Go a little bit further with that.
So, like shortstop, for example, we don't have a shortstop on the roster other than Chris Owings, and so
I like Marcano there. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Marcano there.
he doesn't have an arm. Like,
But like,
but
he's
from a
the
fielding
guy-
standpoint,
Yeah.
I get that.
I think that's
like-
the role he plays, and I thought that's the role they got him for. Is like, obviously you have O'Neal Cruz, but then you have a sure hand that isn't O'Neal Cruz, but he's always in the right spot. He's unbelievable on just about every single like fundamental play. So that's why I like him, and I get with the arm strength what you're saying, but yeah, I just want keep going. I interrupted.
Yeah, so
I'm
I
bullish
mean,
on him.
I think my thing is like, you know, Castro not playing second, and like that's where he should be. He should be the corner guys. Like, I mean, Connor Joe's had an amazing start to the year, but maybe Connor Joe shouldn't be playing 145 games a year, right? It's just, and then you have Choi go down, so you have Santana having to play a whole lot more than maybe you intended him to. Catcher position is just a complete black hole in the lineup when Hedges is in there. DeLay has been holding his own and playing really well. I don't know how long that'll stay for, but it's just they're not executing with guys on base. The home run power has gone away this month. The starting pitching has been just fine, really. The bullpen has been okay. There's a couple people there who I think there's one person there who probably still needs to go. But for the most part, the pitching staff has held up their end. It's just the offense now. They were doing those things in April. They were being aggressive on the base paths, and it was paying off. Now they're being probably overly aggressive, and they're just making too many mistakes. They're not executing when they need to with runners in scoring position, and they're making too many mistakes on the base paths.
So how do you shake it up?
Well, let me tell you.
Who doesn't like playing manager? It's fun.
You know how Gunnar Henderson, their top prospect, just hit a home run for them?
21-year-old Gunnar Henderson, by the way.
I don't know. Maybe there's a guy with like 1150 OPS in the minors that might be able to do that.
Who's that?
Some catcher. I don't know if anyone here knows anything about MLB catching, but there's this one catcher who's just like absolutely mashing in double A, who has the highest OPS in all double A. I don't know. I think he could help contribute.
Yeah, I think there's a reason why he's playing right field the last couple of days, and you have to understand when you sign a guy to $5 million, the reality is he's gonna get his chances. I think there is a period where he could be pushed aside, but like if you bring up Henry Davis, you got to play every day, and it's tough when it's a premium position and it's catcher, because that's the knock they continually have against him, which. I've heard mixed reviews. I've watched him, and he's super diligent about what he does on a daily basis. So, yeah, I think if you're looking for a bat, and you look at our lineup, I would rather him get at bats than Miguel Andujar. I mean, that's one, but he's got to play every day, and but I think the fans are getting really itchy, so I would expect to move pretty soon, one way or another, whether he's up to AAA or whatever. But both those guys should be playing other positions, because no matter what, I think DeLay's getting groomed to be that third catcher for the future. Because his I don't know if you want to say his analytics behind the plate are getting closer and closer to Hedges. That's why he's playing more, not because of his swing, even though his swing has been better. He's got a lot of luck on his side too. But I think if you just look at how much he's grown this year, he's surprised everybody. And I expect that to happen year after year, because this guy is a diligent worker. He works with Reynolds in the offseason, so he's working with a guy that's extremely talented, and that always makes you better. So I like the possibility of those three being together, but I would love to see them take a little risk at some point here soon, as soon as Indy is going well, and as soon as they feel comfortable with Davis. Like, he doesn't need to go to AAA if they don't. I mean, the pitching's not that much different. So
let me ask you this, because
But I understand both. I got to get you. So the business side of it, I understand this.
Oh no. So the business side is a bunch of bullshit. I don't want to even deal with that, because that's just like, I don't care if calling up these guys affects the 2029 Pirates payroll. Figure it out later.
I don't even look at that anymore. I think that's a silly way to even talk anymore. When it's Super 2 status. I'm like, do you know how many people even make it to 3 years in the big leagues? Even former first rounders, you just play them. You hope for the best, right? Like, we didn't expect O'Neal Cruz to get hurt, did we? But he did.
Right.
And that's the reality, is like, you have to understand that there's no real understanding of how long a guy's career could be. So you just throw them out there and let them play if they're best player.
So I want to ask you this, because I mean, you're probably more equipped to answer this question than anybody else we could have on here, because you were a catcher. So I am probably the staunchest. Let's bring Davis and Endy up and roll with a 3-catcher rotation. Delay, Endy, Davis. And I get into fights every day on Twitter with people who just harp on the development of the catching position. What is just your general thought on Henry Davis has played 90 minor league baseball games. He's probably caught 65 of them, maybe. At what point can you say, okay, you know what? He needs to just figure out how to catch in the majors. Or are you just keeping him down there until he's 100% comfortable calling games, sticking with game plans, that sort of thing?
It's a double-edged sword. And what I mean by that is, his bat is a big league bat, and it's probably as close as anybody's in the minor leagues right now. Indy's as well. I think he had a struggle because he's taking a lot more load behind the plate than he did last year, and they're harping on it so much, and that brings an anxiety to it. So I think you can look at it like this. If you're trying to win now and you want your best available bats in the lineup on a daily basis, they're in the lineup somewhere, right? Like, look at Kyle Schwarber. He was playing the World Series pretty immediately. If that's the comparable you're looking at with Henry Davis, his bat has outplayed his defense, right? Bryce Harper's bat has outplayed his defense. Now, the value long-term, having those guys behind the plate is huge. But if you feel like you can run a little bit and they're going to make your lineup that much better, and I think what you really have to look at is their ability to make good swing decisions. These guys are not striking out a lot. They're putting together good at-bats, and they both have the ability to hit, 25, 30 homers. So with that being said, yes, they could get up here and start learning how to hit and probably be better than some of the guys we have now. I mean, that's just realistic. And then, catch here and there. But they would be around, you may have to carry 4 catchers and just be around Hedges because, well, here's the reality. You can't lose the locker room. You can't just get rid of Hedges because our pitching staff had a historic run at the beginning. They are throwing a lot better. His ERA is outstanding, a pitcher-catcher ERA. And he's a great receiver, great blocker. He's usually a great thrower. A lot of the throwing issues are based around the guys not holding runners on. So you add all that up, and you try to decide, all right, where am I going to get the most value out of these guys? I don't think Hedges needs an at-bat every day to stay where he is offensively. He can catch here and there. He can come in, defensive replace. So you can get creative if they wanted him up here. And I think that's the best way to put it. If you really wanted him here, you could get very creative, get them here, and they could develop here in the bullpen. They develop doing a lot of different things and thinking outside the box. And I use Milwaukee. Like I wanted Ortiz to start in the bullpen this year. And the reason being is he's developing pitches. So when he gets to the big leagues, he's trying to overshoot his mark with his sinker and his slider. And when he could have been doing that in the bullpen without being that good with that feel, he'd still dominate as a bullpen guy right now in the big leagues. He kind of showed that his last start. He was all over the place. Sinker was sliding. His slider was just barely moving, had no depth, and he still pitched okay. So that's where I say it. I'm a very aggressive thinker, and I bet on the guy.
I like the way you think, Ford.
For you just you hit like one mark of everything we've all said at one point.
Well, I have to look at it like
the best part about it is it's hit every mark that we said, and every one of those marks we get teared apart for saying.
Well, it's because everybody looks at it from one direction. You know what I mean? Like there's always more to the story. Like, there's some people that don't like Henry Davis. There's some people that don't think Indy's going to be able to catch at the big leagues. And these people collaborate and they argue about it. There's people that wanted Ortiz in the bullpen from the get-go because they look at him and say, Corbin Burns, Woodruff, all those guys in Milwaukee that started in the bullpen and came out, David Price, Matt Moore, those guys were able to come up and face big league hitters and not just overmatch them, but learn as they go. And that's what the Rays do as well. They'll throw guys out in the bullpen because they have just stuff. They'll figure it out, which I like.
I think that's like my biggest problem is.
That was a really nice catch by Reynolds, by the way. But I do want to say that.
On that mindset is just like development stops at major league. To me, it's like that's probably the best development. Now, mind you, I never went through it, but that's probably the best development you could have. I mean, you're seeing the best. I also feel like a lot of people feel as if you have to be ready because you don't want to have players struggle, and that's where I'm coming from too. I feel like you learn your best through the struggles. I mean. Look at Odo Cruz last year is like a great example of that. We knew what he had to work on, and he's not going to be able to really see that and work on it until he faces major league pitching. And he saw it, and he struggled mightily. But that was probably the best thing for him, opposed to keeping him down there in AAA till even later, because he was able to see what he can work on, and then he worked on it, and he got better for it. And like with Henry Davis or Endy, like when they come up, they probably will find their struggles, and that's okay. Because also with one thing. With their struggles, they're probably still going to be better than Andujar. They're probably still going to be better than Hedges. So you're getting an improvement. They're learning. They're developing. And then maybe by June, July, they're clicking.
And what's the worst case scenario? You send them down.
Adley's so good.
Adley is good.
How about that frame job there on that curveball there?
Delay stole a nice strike. Delay stole a strike.
That thing was at the ankles.
He's gotten so much better, and it's all due to. I was talking to him. I don't think it was this one. Sam, it was the last one, and I said, "Hey, man, I don't know if anybody's told you this, but how good your mobility is has really impressed me because that was a big problem for him with his blocking and his receiving, being able to move, properly. You know, a lot of guys want to jump right into that one knee position and they don't have the ability to move properly, but they think they have to steal strikes. And he really, really spent some time to get more mobile. It's allowed him to do a lot more with that glove. It's really impressive. I really like him. He's a dude that's going to get better and better.
Does he remind you of yourself?
No, he reminds me. I think he's going to be better in Stallings. To be
Really?
honest, yeah, I do.
Really?
I do.
I mean, Stallings would be just like a perfect backup to Davis and Endy. I mean, and that's kind of what he wanted to be the whole time. Like after drafting Henry Davis, he was like, I want to be Davis's backup, 4 years from now. So no, I'm with you there.
Even that fastball there that's up a little bit, that's a great frame.
No, that was a good job too. I mean, he ate the call, but I mean, Delay's what? Like he was like the 11th best pitch framer or something like that in the majors currently, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, he was. Last I checked, he was 11th or 12th.
Framing.
Yeah.
In framing? I thought he was fourth in framing.
Hedges was like, it depends on what you're looking at.
Yeah.
StatCast, I think, had Hedges like third.
Yeah, StatCast and which is Savant is third and fourth.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
Yeah.
But they're both elite at keeping strikes. And I think that's something that's overlooked. Like guys that keep strikes are the biggest thing. Like last night, Adley was actually pushing balls out of the zone. And that's a place he's going to really improve, I think. But like he was catching the ball at the bottom and pushing it out. And some of those balls were strikes. He's going to get knocked for it pretty bad.
That might have been where I saw it. Fielding
by StatCast has Delay 10th and Hedges third.
Either way, that's still really good.
For guess who
not played much.
Guess who StatCast has 9th, by the way? Blake Sable.
Yeah, that was a weird one for me.
Really?
Wait, yeah, he's playing really well.
Yeah. Yeah, Sable would be kind of nice to have around still, I think. But, that's me.
Well, usually those are guys you just don't let go. I mean, obviously we had a lot of guys we needed to protect, but like usually a catcher that, shows some thump and, has some ability, but is pretty new to the position. It was surprising to me.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically major league ready catcher with versatility who could hit. Mm-hmm. and they didn't think they needed one of those for some reason.
Yeah, it's that argument they all get around and they start arguing and guys get lost in the shuffle. I mean, luckily that's what happened with Hernandez for us. The fact that guy, he's been really, really good. Other than last night, I thought we're really aggressive with them, to be honest. I don't know where Stevenson was. Underwood or Stevenson have been typically when we're winning started that 7th inning. And I
Ford, you just want to do the post-game shows with us? Like we're just repeating each other now.
You're just repeating everything that we say.
And I get the thought, but like if you're grooming him for something, down the line, like maybe do it when we're winning. It's I don't know. There's something to be said, like when a guy can go out and compete and we're in a rhythm of winning. That pressure that kid probably felt, no clue. He was yanking the ball across the plate.
Or at least not when the Orioles have the top of the lineup coming up with a bunch of switch hitters.
Whew.
Yeah.
Maybe if they have the top of the lineup that's a bunch of lefties, I can live with it. That spot's a little tough for him.
No doubt.
I do like seeing him in a higher leverage situation.
Me too.
Maybe just not then.
What about the guys they have coming in Baltimore? Like everybody's been knocking this owner for not spending money. And I don't think people have looked back and said, do you see what's coming? They have some of the best players in baseball in the minor leagues.
I think they see them coming.
I would hope so.
Even the casual fan, I think. But yeah, Baltimore's got
thunder coming in prospects.
Yeah. Because they're already good. Like, what is it? They've been like a 92 win team since Adley's been in the lineup.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you got to remember. There's so much more of a guy behind the plate. That's what Hedges does bring. He brings a camaraderie you don't see all the time. And him and Delay are meshing well. And they're not the problem of us winning or losing. So, like, bringing up, Henry Davis and saying, all right, you're going to catch every day may be a huge issue that we don't see. but put him in right field, I could make that argument.
All right.
Oh.
Can we squeeze in our next guest? Fort, do you have a couple minutes?
Yeah, I got a couple more minutes.
Can we get 5 people on here? Is that possible, DiNardo?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, let's see how it works. There we go. What's up, Alan?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
So we got Alan Saunders with us now from Pittsburgh Sports Now. What's up?
What's up, guys?
Alan, we were
Watching
just
this.
talking about how we need to bring up ND Rodriguez and Henry Davis.
Well, I knew that was going to be a topic of discussion. Yeah, I mean, I think it's foolish to like pin hopes on this will be the thing that turns everything around, right? All this team needs is just like call a guy up from AAA and that'll fix everything, or even like AA. Like, to me, it's not really realistic. Like, if you think that's the best thing to do because ND Rodriguez just has nothing left to learn in Indy, or like, I thought that at the beginning of the year that he'll probably be up at some point this season. So, I mean, fine if that's what it is, but I just don't. Guys are going to come up and struggle with a new level. They're going to, we saw O'Neal Cruz last year. He didn't hit. It took him like 60 games to hit. And he's a far better offensive prospect. And that's a position where defense has a trickle-down effect to the whole rest of your lineup. It's not like outfield where, okay, if one outfielder is worse than the other, then your team's outfield defense is a little bit worse. If your catcher defense is worse, then your whole pitching staff suffers because of it. So I don't know. I think it's the wrong thing to look for as like a fix all. If Andy's ready, then great, bring him up. But I'm not sure that it's going to be the thing that turns things back to the way they were for this baseball team.
So I'll add this part in. I mean, I agree with you on the sense of like the fix all, right? I'm not sure if that's going to fix everything. My biggest problem is, why aren't we trying? That's it. Like you're in first place right now in the middle of May, and even though you might not have expected to be there, you're in first place. You see the NL struggling. Like, this is the moment you have to maybe potentially capitalize on that, and you're failing to do so by not putting your best baseball forward.
I mean, I don't know that they really think that. I mean, I think that there's a lot that Austin Hedges is bringing to this team that maybe doesn't necessarily show up in the stat sheet every day, that you're not going to get from, a rookie that is feeling his way through the transition to the majors. I just think, I don't know. And obviously, Fort, you're more qualified to talk about this than me, but like, I just think, to me, catcher is the one position where like so much of what happens with that job never shows up in like an obvious way on the score sheet every day, that it's really hard to quantify how much a guy is meaning to a pitching staff, especially from the outside looking in, to say like, oh, they'd just be better with a different guy.
This isn't fair. You're pandering to him right now.
We're just saying call him up and play him, not at catcher.
Yeah.
Well, if you call him up and play him, not a catcher, but again, he's not even really hitting that well right now. I mean, I don't know. Would he be the first guy you would go pick if you just wanted a hitter from Indy? I mean, maybe. I get like Henry Davis, I think is interesting because I'm not sure that they think he's a catcher every day anyway. So maybe you just like cut the line and say, okay, you're going to be a major league right fielder right now. But I don't think, again, like I don't think right field offense is the problem with this team right now either. I mean, the guys that have been DHing, Joe and McCutchen and Santana, they've been hitting pretty well. Like, those aren't guys that want out of the lineup. So I don't know how much you'd play him if you did bring him up, but I think he could hit right away for sure. I think the defense is tough.
I'll echo that. I mean, you got to have at bats for him, and I don't think the at bats are behind the plate right now. I think you may lose a clubhouse if you bring those guys up and throw them behind the plate. When time comes, the writing will be on the wall. But yeah, you can make an argument that Henry Davis could come up and maybe be an impact bat, but where's he going to play? Same thing with Indy Rodriguez. And I think, trying to facilitate that and figure that out and who you're going to get rid of to create more bats for those guys because they have to play every day. And I mean every day.
As the comment says, they have been playing Miguel Andor a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather see
That's-
almost.
And I'd rather see Kutch in the outfield than Andahar. Like flip
Kutch
those
hasn't
around.
played outfield in a month.
I know it's ridiculous.
Like,
They're so worried about taking care of him, but they look at their first baseman and say, "Oh yeah, but he's okay."
what's he saying about that, Fort?
No comment. I mean, just look at his. I'll say this: make it make
He looked
sense.
good out there.
Yeah, he was a run above. What is it? Outs above average. It was a 1+ early in the season, and then it was just all of a sudden. And the analytics, if you look at it, when he went from DHing all the time in Milwaukee and then played a bunch in the outfield, they used that as like, oh, you can't overexpose him in the outfield. But the reality of it is I was a guy that had to pick up games, and I may catch 12 in a row, and I hadn't caught but 2 in the last 2 weeks. It tears you to pieces because you're not used to it. But if you can just touch these guys in spots, they'll stay fresh, they'll stay ready. That's what you have to do with these older guys, especially Kutch. Is like, there's no reason he can't play one game in the outfield a series, and that'll keep him fresh. So the time comes in June, you're fighting for your life to stay in a good position. He can play out there 3-4 days in a row, 5 days in a row because he's been, stay fresh. That's how he rolled his ankle. They wanted to play him more out there, and he went out there, did extra work, and he rolled his ankle.
Not to
It's
mention,
because-
you could probably get Brian Reynolds a couple at bats as DH every
Completely
now
agree.
and then and save his legs.
Completely agree. Yeah, that's where the khaki pants get in the way sometimes.
What are you wearing today, Fort? Khaki pants?
Now Lulu's, baby.
We saw you on the pregame.
Yeah.
Jim, what kind of pants are you wearing today?
You know what?
Khakis?
I'm actually wearing
Ooh.
pants today. So
Oh, he's out.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm ahead of you guys.
No, I've got like basketball shorts on. But no, how about Contreras? I mean, the 2 homers, but other than that, he's looked excellent.
Yes. He looks back to old Contreras.
Like the fastball is being placed.
How
where
about that PFP, though?
Uh,
Well, there you go. All right.
That is nice right there.
ooh,
Oh,
I think he's out.
unless he missed the bag.
Ooh. Yeah, did he miss it?
I think his toe got it.
I think
Let's
he
see
got it.
let's see our 3D maps up right now.
Yeah,
Does
let's
he
see
hit
what
the bag?
3D map. Oh, look at this 3D map. Oh, you can't tell.
All right.
Either way, you can't overturn that.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's out. He got it. He got it.
On the 3D
yeah,
map, did
they're,
it?
they're
You
not
can
going to
see-
review it. Sorry. They're
Nah,
not gonna
you can
review it.
see the bag move. The bag moves.
Oh, I
But
don't
is there a
know.
good enough angle?
That's
The bag moves. They're not going to review it though. I mean,
Also,
2
there's no-
outs, maybe.
2 outs. This part of the order, I think you just trust him to get the next one.
That's
I like
probably
that.
what it is.
I like that. Yeah, because we saw what happens when we had that Bay. He was safe, and we didn't have anything left because we pushed too early.
Speaking of that, what'd you think of Bay trying to steal there? Because Jim and I were on the show last night, and we did not love it.
I want him to be reckless. I do. I think it's the only way he learns, and I think he has such a dynamic skill. He's going to make some mistakes, and then they can rein him in a little bit at certain times. Like
Like
You know, if
last
guys-
night at that spot.
we're not hitting well enough to rein.
I
him
know,
in.
but you can get over Hedges in the order there and get to the top. And
maybe.
That's fine. I mean, Hedges, it's like stealing second base with 2 outs with a pitcher up. I mean, that's essentially what it's like at this point.
Yeah, but you look at it like this. He's still second. Hedges creates a little bit longer at bat. Maybe he can take third, or there's a wild pitch, or maybe they miss elevated and Hedges gets a hold of something. I mean, he hit 7 or 8 homers last year. He can run into one. So like, there's a lot more that goes into it. I think than just should he have run, should he have not run. He's causing a lot of chaos on the base pass, which is giving guys better pitches to hit too.
I think the other part of it is that Bay should not be hitting in front of Hedges ever. Put him 7th, but don't put him 8th. Let him get out there and run a little bit because Hedges 9, you probably want to be a little more tame with him.
I think I'd rather have it Bay 9th, but I have a hard time. Like if you're gonna have Bay in the lineup, you got to let him run. Otherwise, what's the
Yep.
point of him being in there?
Yep, I'm with you.
So I'm with Alan on all that. I would much rather have Bay 9th. Like I think that's a perfect
Yeah.
set. Like just
I
get
agree.
Hedges at 8th. That's fine. Get Bay there, cause some havoc, and you have Hayes up after him. I love that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Hayes might get a few more fastballs every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, good.
That's true.
Makes Hayes
That
even
he can-
better. I mean, he's been
that he
That he
productive
can
at
like
the
it really
leadoff
deep
spot.
into the zone.
That he can just foul off to the right side.
Yep.
Can you tell us that Cabrian Hayes is close too? Because it worked for Sawinski. Can you tell us that too, Fort?
He's finally trusting himself and who he is. And I remember the conversation with Adam Frazier when he did that, and he became an all-star. He hasn't played as well since, but I think sometimes they try to rush into developing somebody that already has a special skill. And I think he's a guy, if you just leave him alone, you look up, he's hitting 260 to 280 with a good on-base percentage this year. And I think the homers are going to come. I used, is it Diaz with Tampa Bay as a similar profile guy?
Yandy.
A guy that hits the ball really, really hard, doesn't strike out a bunch, has really good contact rates, that if he just starts hitting the breaking ball out in front and hits the fastball to right center, things are going to happen. That's exactly what's happened to him this year. But Hayes is a lot younger, got the big league sooner, has a chance to grow. So, yeah, I think it's coming. And I would hope by the end of the year that we see somebody that's a little bit different.
I'm just
Tyler,
I'm waiting on that elevated fastball here.
Tyler, remember when we were playing MLB The Show the other night, and I compared
You did.
Brian Hayes to Yandy Diaz?
You did.
Hey, there you go.
This is what we're talking about. We're like connected.
Oh,
So Wells really went away from the fastball that he was on early.
mhm.
So Wells's changeup is causing issues to our left-handed hitters.
It's such an equalizer, man.
It's-
I wish every guy would just spend all off season working on a changeup. It's so hard to hit.
I mean, he's putting it right on that outer edge
Yep.
every time, and
Way
we haven't
off
been
the
able
outer
to.
edge.
He
And they're
almost
swinging.
got that through, but same thing, changeup again. Ooh, I wonder if what the 3D looks like here on that dive.
This 3D is sick.
Oh,
No,
Oh, I got you. I got you.
It's
like
that Jacksonville internet.
Damn it, Jim.
That's hilarious.
I don't want to refresh. Oh, there it is. I'm like,
There
there's
we
still
go.
hope.
It was just loading it, yeah. All right.
Nope, that was the Andujar at bat. The swing looked better in 3D. Oh no, that wasn't.
No, that was a Sawinski bat.
No,
It just
yeah,
right.
it stalled a little
Literally
bit.
says Sawinski.
I can't see
Yeah.
that far.
Dale right here. Rosati curse caught live on camera.
All right, Fort, let me hear your opinion on my thoughts on Jiwanbe. I think he just needs to go full Juan Pierre and just pound the ball into the ground, cut the strikeouts way down, and just try to get infield singles.
I completely disagree. Have you
Well-
seen him take BP though? I will say that if you've never seen him take BP, he's got enough thump to do some damage. Like he's a guy that could pop 20 homers if he wanted to with that approach. I think it's understanding who he matches well against, when to go for it, when not to go for it, and take the hits. They're right in front of him. But if he's swinging for the gaps, he's gonna have a lot of miss hits that end up being hits. That's what made Kutch so good back in the day, is he would miss hit a ball, wrap around a ball, it'd be in the 6-hole, and he was safe. And that's the advantage of having speed. But every speed guy has thump because they have that fast twitch if they learn how to hit. So I'd rather see him learn how to hit. And if he wants to turn into a guy that has a high average, doesn't show the power off, I'm fine with that. But I don't want him to change his angle, because his BP is really impressive, especially when he gets the head out.
I like that. I think he's going to walk more. I think that's, to me, he was 10% walk guy in AAA last year. He's like half that right now. And if you're going to steal as much as he is, a walk is a double. That's such a weapon. He's got to be more patient. I think that's the big thing. I would say that, don't swing less aggressively, just swing more selectively.
Yeah, and I think that's going to take some time because he's trying so many new things. Like, he was a second baseman in AAA, right? He didn't play center. He didn't play or a shortstop, second base. But, he was very used to a routine down there. And we do a very bad job as a development core of getting guys vulnerable in AAA to get ready for the big leagues. We just throw them in the vulnerability in the big leagues. Like, hey, by the way, now you're going to be a defensive replacement when you're not playing as a center fielder. because we believe you could be the best center fielder on our team, but you're not playing there consistently. And it's a lot to take in, and all the work he has to do to stay sharp where they want him to do. It's a lot. So I think he'll come into his own. He'll find it. And I think he'll hopefully earn a spot where it's more consistent for him. And those walks will go up, swing and miss will go away.
I mean, you want him to get on base because the speed is, I mean, it's elite. It's elite speed. So like you want him to use that tool as often as possible. And yeah, I think being more selective, putting the ball in play more has a lot to do with that. Like he can't be striking out 24% of the time either.
Yeah. And I think that'll go down. I think that's very normal for young guys, especially guys that are like learning a bunch of new things. So I think that'll change. All right, I'm gonna have to run, dude. This was fun. We should do this more often.
This is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
We definitely will.
Yeah, I'll watch the normal feed next time. I was trying not to make faces and things will happen. So
Hey,
have you seen my
it's all
setup in
good.
here? Look at this before I go.
Okay.
Yeah, the internet didn't cut out.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
nice.
Yeah, and then I usually do the regular one right there, but I have it off. Yeah. Pretty
There you
sick,
go.
huh?
Jealous.
That is nice.
Well,
That's
when
very
you guys come into Pittsburgh, I'll bring you in and watch the game in here with me.
June 3rd and 5th will be up there.
Cool. We'll hang out. All right, boys.
Awesome.
Have fun.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks
Hey,
for it.
We'll see you. Thanks for coming on.
Let's get that curse to go away, okay? Please.
All right. I'll try.
That's on you. You can't allow him in the game.
That's true. I'll talk to Mike, the head security guy. No problem.
There you go.
All right.
All right. See you guys.
See ya. All right. Fort dropping wealth and knowledge on us.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was good. Good stuff from Fort.
All right, now Alan and Jim, continue your argument from Twitter.
I know, for real.
No, I think we kind of I don't want to. We've talked a lot about the catcher position here, but yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with everything that we've said there. Like, I want both up and maybe both catching 2 to 3 times a week. Like, I don't think you need them necessarily to be excellent catchers or everyday catchers. I want their bats in the lineup more than anything. I'm tired of seeing Miguel Andujar. Like, I don't want to see Miguel Andujar ever again. And like we need someone who can play second base. So like play Endy at second base every now and like be creative for once. I feel like this team just they lack creativity in everything that they do. So I don't know, just do it one time.
I mean, but Andujar is a better hitter than Endy, right? Like that's the problem. Like if Endy was hitting better than Andujar, he'd have been up here already.
Endy is a better hitter than Miguel Andujar.
Right now?
Yes. Right now, this very day.
Right now.
Miguel Andujar had a hot
Yes.
like 1 week in Indy. The dude
Miguel
is terrible.
Andujar is awful.
He's awful.
I don't know. I'm just not as high on Endy's bat.
We have like 5 years of statistics of Miguel Andujar being awful.
I mean, I get that. I mean, he hasn't been a good hitter in the majors in a very long time. But like right now, I mean, he's not good, but I just don't like. I don't think Endy is hitting that. I don't think Endy's hitting much better in Indianapolis than Andujar is in Pittsburgh right now. So like, how's that going to?
I'll give you. Yeah, like I'll give you this, Alan, on Endy, and this is why, like at this point in time, at least for today, like I'm not talking long term, but as of today, I want to see Henry up here. I think you have an argument for Endy. Endy isn't producing in Indy right now. He's not giving you a reason other than he is Endy Rodriguez. I feel like he could probably do okay.
Run
The strikeout rate and the walk rate still very, very good right now at Indy.
Yes. If he goes on a run like he did at the end of last year when he got the call up to AAA, like then okay, then I think that's a good time to bring him up. I just don't know that a guy who's not hitting that great in Indy right now is going to be any better. And you have to Andujar doesn't matter to me, but the catchers, you're probably making a move you can't undo, right? If you're going to keep a third catcher on the roster and that's the way you bring a guy up, then fine, because those guys are going to play a lot of non-catcher. But if you DFA a catcher and then you lose him and then Endy comes up and hits 150, I don't know that what's plan B there, because now you're Now you kind of painted yourself into a corner.
Yeah, maybe plan A is like a phantom IL stint for Hedges. Like you just
I could get on board with that.
Hey Hedges, you got a sore knee, you gotta go on the IL.
I mean, guys, we're talking about a team that doesn't have a shortstop or center fielder. They don't give a shit about positions.
Well, we could go back in time and realize all that could have been solved by, I don't know, not DFAing Tyler Heineman because you wanted to keep a Drew Maggi on the team for no freaking good reason at all other than a story.
Or not letting.
Just saying.
Blake
Again, this is why I had the biggest problem with that. You're worried about the catching depth when you had it there, but you wanted to have a guy who had no business in MLB.
I think I will agree with this, that it's kind of out both sides of the mouth, right? Like the two moves, letting Sable get exposed and then DFAing Heineman for a roster spot are both like, oh, we believe in Endy and Davis kind of moves, but then like but our catcher's hitting 115 and we're not going to call him up. Then that's not a we believe in Endy kind of move. Like, which one is it? If you thought that by May 15th you weren't going to want to go to Endy Rodriguez, then you probably needed to take some steps to make sure you're able to have a Sable or a Heineman still be around, and they didn't. I also just think they should play Jason DeLay more. I really don't understand he's been fine. I like, to me, I think that's the sort of untalked about option here is I could just play the guy who's up there and doing pretty well in his chances.
It's a nice little pick by G1
Yeah, and I absolutely agree there. Like, I think Delay needs to flip the playing time, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, Hedges should be the one playing twice a week, not Delay.
At least it needs to be 50-50.
Yeah.
Contreras is looking good. He's just rolling through guys.
He's a guy that I really like with the changes to the rules. I mean, a lot of has been made out of it, Mitch Keller, because he's been so dramatically different. I just love, Rowanzi's so athletic and energetic, and I just think he looks super confident out there. I don't know. I think he's looked really good this year.
Yeah, I mean, the strikeouts aren't there, which you want to see strikeouts, but I mean, he's induced weak contact pretty much all day today. I mean, there's been 3 hard hit balls off of him. 2 of them just have happened to go over the fence.
So stuff-wise, I think this might be the best we've seen him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The fastball looks nice today. The slider is
the command.
The command's. Yeah,
we are seeing the curveball come into play a good bit more.
Fastball velocity is a little bit further down than where it was that we started the game, but he's also throwing a lot more. He's throwing 58% fastballs today.
Well, they were sitting on that breaking stuff.
They were. He's kind of shifted. He's using more fastballs as of late.
Yep.
And that's once again, shout out to Delay though for flipping the script there.
Yeah, that's a good call. I like how they're stretching him out too. I mean, he's almost been 100 pitches the last 2 starts. I think he can be a guy that could be a little bit more efficient and get a little bit deeper into games. But he feels like this is a lot of growing up for him this year. I think in a good way.
I agree. Tonight we're talking about that efficiency. He's at 63 pitches through 5 innings. So he's on pace to go 7.
Yeah. Maybe 8.
Lose 2-0.
7 innings and lose has been a problem. That has been a problem. Our offense is historically terrible right now. I think that's part of the problem with this team is that it's not like there's one easy fix. Even and most of the moves they can't I mean, with all respect to Chris Owings, he doesn't belong here. And there's 5 of them. If there was just one, it would be one thing. But it's just not a very deep team. They had obviously. I'm thinking not enough people are talking about the fact that O'Neal Cruz is gone. that's kind of a big deal. He's probably the best player on the team, and it sucks that happened. But I don't think anybody thought they were going to be competitive with him, let alone without him.
Yeah, no.
I think it's funny. We brought this up last show, but Alan, at what point did you think you were missing O'Neal Cruz's defense at short? Like that being one of the biggest things you're missing. Not so much the bat in this lineup, but the defense.
It was as soon as like Rodolfo's bat calmed down a little bit, I think you could sort of see like things start to unravel for him like a couple different ways. Like you could kind of live with his glove when he was hitting, and now like it's not working at all. And like I don't think the other guys, I don't know. Like I just don't think they have another good option there. They're kind of like it sort of has to be him, but he's not bringing enough at all right now anywhere to be the option. I just don't know who else for the 97 like random middle infielders they have. It doesn't seem like they have one guy that can do that job, and that's not a great sign for the way they're doing business right now. But
yeah, I think and this is where I think a lot of it goes back to like you. I'm to the point now where I've seen enough of everyone else at shortstop that I put Chris Owings at shortstop every day. Like that's kind of where I'm at. But in order to do that, you got to have bats elsewhere because Chris Owings is not going to provide you that.
right, and
Gave that a ride a little bit delayed. Gave it a little ride, but
I'm slightly glad he didn't hit that out because DiNardo might have lost his mind and I couldn't live with him anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, really? You're glad that the player didn't hit a home run?
I said slightly.
slightly.
He hit that well though. But Bay and Owings so far tonight 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Nice little middle infield there.
I mean, Owings is like a career 70 WRC. Like and he's been around. Like
he's bad,
and that's his career, not like the past 3 years, which is even worse.
Yeah, that's in that's 2,400 play appearances. Like
no, I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm just
he can't be, like I understand what you're saying, like, but he can't be the everyday option. He just can't. I don't know.
Myself and Jim talked about it last night.
I think I'd rather play Brian at short than that.
Okay, so if that's an option, then sure, but I don't think that's even in consideration. So.
Myself and Jim talked about it last night. Triolo seems to be the option they're waiting for. I don't know what else they don't have any other option right now.
No, they don't. I mean, they just what they really need is they need Castro or maybe like less plausibly Marcano to like be a more like to rescue their defense with their bat where that they can be playable, be the opposite of Chris Owings, right? But they're not hitting right now.
I think the other option right now is just go get a AAA guy from somewhere that is a career minor leaguer that can just pick it at short and not hit. If you really want to just go in on defense. Go find a Gift and Gope somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They have so many holes on their lineup. It's really hard to just punt on 1 of 9. I don't know. I don't know how.
They're already punting on 1 of 9.
Right, that's the problem.
Actually, 2 of 9 because they're starting Miguel Andujar almost every day.
Yeah, I just don't.
And G1Bay's not hitting worth a lick, so make it 3. And Cabrian Hayes is hitting.
There's a lot of holes. There's a lot of holes right now. And I think I mean, they can't touch Tyler Wells at all, which is concerning. He's 7 strikeouts. He's thrown a 1-hitter. Jesus. I think this is more why, like, I think they just need to call up. They need to call up Henry Davis at least. If you want to argue, wait until Endy gets hot, I can live with that. But Henry Davis has no business being in Double-A right now. Just none.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I don't understand the like what like why Andujar is playing as much as he is. It doesn't seem like they need to be. I've been kind of on the fence about Sheldon as a manager, and I think it's been really basically it's like there's 8 guys on a 100-meter race, and one of them is like carrying a gorilla. How does he look? Right? Like you can't. I don't know. It doesn't. It could be Usain Bolt out there. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I've not been impressed with the way he's handled this stretch. I think he cost him a game, maybe 2 in here, and just I don't see like why is Andujar DHing today? Like I don't get it. Like that guy's not hitting. That can't be the option to me.
I mean, Is it coming from Shelton or Sherrington?
Like the lineup, I don't think really comes from Sherrington.
Because that is the most mixed message I think you get on Pirates Twitter is who the hell is deciding the lineup every day.
I mean, there's probably some of it, like, you know, hey, we're going to call this guy up and he's going to be an everyday player, right? Like, I think there's some of that, but I don't think there's a sort of firm mandate about the lineup every day. I could be wrong, but
like for example, we
who
sat here
said we're calling up Andujar and he's going to be an everyday player.
I don't think anybody did, right? Like, I think that's the thing. I just think he has been. I'm not really sure why.
Well, I think that's the frustrating part is, they sent down Kanan Smith and Jigba because they just weren't playing him. They just would never put him in the lineup. And so he was never, I mean, keep in mind when he did get in, he didn't do anything, but he also wasn't really given many chances.
He
and
also
then
had a chance to be good.
Yeah. And so that's the thing, like you send him down because we want to get him, every day at bats in AAA. And then you call up Miguel you call up Andujar, and all of a sudden Andujar is playing 5 times a week. Like, why are you giving all this playing time to him and you didn't give anything to Kanan Smith and Jigba? Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Also, though, like goes down and isn't hitting again, and then another guy. Like, how can you call him up right now? He's sub 150 in AAA. So, at some point, the players have to do better. Like, it can't just be that the organization is the big bad Pirates who won't call anybody up. And trust me, like Endy Rodriguez was hitting 340. I think they'd find a way to bring him up. He's not making them, and nobody else is in Indy either. Like, that team's bad, and that's a contributing factor in this slump because they don't have anybody to go to.
It's all a hypothetical, but if Endy Rodriguez was hitting 340, 0 chance they're calling him up.
No, I guarantee that.
They would.
I don't think they would.
No chance they're calling him up right now.
When have they called up a top prospect before mid-June? Like, when was the last time that happened?
There is 0 upside.
Other than Rowan Z, who is.
They had to.
And then what did they
send
do?
Him back down.
And then they sent him down for over a month so that he wouldn't hit that Super 2.
Yeah.
Well, they could do that, and that would be fine. Like, you could bring up Contreras now, they could bring up Rodriguez now, and like if the rest of the team either gets its stuff together or doesn't, and then is just out of it at the end of the year, either way they could send him back. But like I don't know. I just don't. If he was hitting that well, I feel very confident that he would be up.
I feel very confident they would not. Jeez.
I'm 50-50 because I just at least want to give the benefit of the doubt.
There it is, middleman DiNardo.
The thing is, Henry Davis is doing that. Henry Davis has like an 1150.
He's in Double-A.
That's the problem. He's stuck in Double-A, and they don't want to give up on him as a catcher. They can't move Endy up. It's tough.
He's artificially stuck. He could be unstuck by unsticking him in Double-A.
You know what'll be funny whenever he's still like hitting. He's hitting a little bit better somewhere around June 15th to 20th, and all of a sudden he's ready.
I mean, I think Henry Davis is ready to hit in the majors right now. If they just want to hit her.
I don't disagree with that. I'm talking about Endy.
Endy, and I don't think Endy, like, to me, profiles to be like an above average hitting catcher. Like, I think he's just going to be a hitter. Like, he'll be okay. He should be better than what they have eventually. But like, I don't think he's going to be this guy that comes in and just tears it up. So we'll see. Oh, that's a couple hard ones in a row.
With Endy, I don't know that.
They are starting to hit the ball hard. Yeah.
Might be a. Hope somebody's.
I think we're kind of on board with that too. You know, like Jim's mentioned this, and I think we're on board. I think it's a great comp, but like Dalton Varsho is more or less like a good Endy comp, and it's not like Varsho dominates and just mashes, right? But he hits above average. His production comes from his versatility. Like that's what Endy could be. And you talk about like how terrible the middle infield is right now. And you could have Endy behind the plate. Like you could have this rotation of Henry, Endy, and whoever you want to pick as your third catcher if it's delay, and like a 2-2-2 rotation behind the plate. And then you have Andujar not getting reps at right field because Henry's out there. for 2 times, a week. And then that second base, you have Endy there a couple times a week. So like you can fill these holes that are just black holes right now with some production.
Yeah, I just don't know what happens to the pitching staff if you go to 4 out of 6 games with guys that have never called a game in the majors, one of which doesn't even profile to be like a good defensive catcher at Double-A, let alone in the majors right now. I just don't know. I think you risk losing your whole pitching staff to that, and I don't know that, like, I don't know. It's tough. It's 13 guys against one spot. Like, you can't. It's really hard to balance. Even a small change, if we're talking about the whole pitching staff, is a lot for one guy's bat to overcome.
Yeah, and I mean, and then to play devil's advocate, though, maybe you get upset because you're throwing to a guy who's never caught in the majors, but you're filling holes in the lineup with guys who can give you runs. And so
I don't know that a guy would get upset. I just think you'll see you won't see as good a results. Like I don't know that guys are going to get. I don't know. Like, guys get mad about all kinds of stuff, so like maybe they would. I don't know, but I don't think you can manage a franchise based on like, oh, guys might get mad. But I do think you should manage it on like, oh, this could hurt our pitcher's performance. And I think that's the scary part, is that if you're turning over 2/3 of your catching rotation to guys with no experience, what happens to your pitching staff? And this pitching staff is just sort of also like just kind of barely getting by right now too. It's not like their pitchers are so good that they can, absorb, this is exactly what happened in St. Louis, right? Where like we saw they had like a kind of below average pitching staff that was being like held together by a really good catcher. And then you go to Wilson Contreras and now all of a sudden it all falls apart. Like I don't think their pitchers suddenly got like so much worse. Like maybe Flaherty, has had some problems clearly with his velocity, but like
no, not according to him, Alan.
I think that was I'll have to wear that next time I talk to him. But I think that was a below average pitching staff that was being propped up by good catcher play that you saw like the sort of bottom fall out of. And I don't think this Pirates rotation is so much better than that couldn't happen to them.
I think we're playing in a fantasy land right now where we're imagining both these guys coming up this year. It's not happening. There's no chance.
I think Endy will 100% be up this year.
I said both. No chance both do. I think Henry will be in AAA as soon as Endy goes up, and that's it.
I think they'll be very, very hesitant to give up on the idea of Henry being the everyday catcher.
So I think he goes to AAA and he stays there all year.
Yeah,
we're having the same argument next year.
Unless there's an injury, I think that's probably accurate. I think they're going to be super slow to give up on the idea of him being an everyday catcher. I think it's hard to, just from a player value standpoint, like you lose so much if he turns into a DH, or a right fielder. Like that's tough.
It also just seems to be banking on the idea of robo-umps.
Yeah, which I think is coming. Like I would be surprised if we don't get that eventually. So
the umpires aren't making much of a fight to stick around.
They're certainly not, as of last night anyway, doing a great job of saying that they should be here, right? Like,
right.
But I'm at the point now with Endy. I'm just using Endy for an example. There's no reason to call him up right now. I don't care. I don't even care if he's hitting 340. They burnt that already by not calling him up on opening day.
You're an idiot.
Using him for 1 month.
Dummy.
Just it doesn't. They've already made one mistake. Just don't compound it.
Terrible.
It's either he's up on opening day or up past Super 2.
What is opening day?
You're a loser.
What's that?
What does opening day have to do with anything?
A lot with the new rules.
Oh, come on. There was no chance of Endy Rodriguez being rookie of the year. Let's get real. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, come on. 0% chance. Okay. He's not that good. If Endy could come up and be like the best player he's ever been in the minors, in the majors, and he still wasn't going to win rookie of the year. Like, that's not happening. I think we're over our skis with how good he is as a prospect by a good bit, if we're talking about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you there. I mean, he's a top 20 prospect for a reason. Like, I think if you give him 150 games in the majors or 130 games in the majors, you can't say he has no chance of being rookie of the year.
I mean,
we never saw him. We haven't even seen him yet. So
things can happen. I'll certainly admit that. Like maybe zero's overstating it clearly, but I don't know. Like what's I don't know. I just don't.
All he does is hit, except for these 99 plate appearances in AAA.
Yeah.
And I get the X velocities. He's not O'Neal Cruz. He's not hitting 110 all over the place.
Yeah.
But the guy has shown throughout the minors, all he does is hit.
Yeah, but a catcher that hits if he hits like 265 and 10 home runs or 50, like that's not getting you rookie of the year votes. Like, and I think he could be that guy, but that's not going to get it done. And I don't know. I think it would take something pretty exceptional for that to happen for me.
Well, on that note, Alan.
Yeah, I'm a big downer. Like you guys, you knew what you were getting when you asked for me, right? Like you weren't expecting like a whole bunch of sunshine from this corner here when you wanted me on the show, right? Like I don't.
It's not even that. It's just what happens when you disagree with Jim. So.
I mean, yeah, but
yeah.
It's
welcome to the world of Jim Rosati. Tyler and I are very welcome to it.
It happens.
I'm like the most negative person of this group.
Maybe. I've gotten pretty negative lately.
I've worn off on you.
But
everyone sucks. Unless I like you.
I think Jim and I were talking about this on Twitter earlier.
Yeah.
My general reaction is like everybody always thinks that the guy that they haven't seen has to be better than the guy that they have, and that's almost always wrong. Like the guy you haven't seen.
O'Neal Cruz is better than Kevin Newman.
He wasn't last year. He is like in general, but he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was hitting like 260 games last year. He was not better than Kevin.
He didn't only play 60 games though.
But he eventually got better. But it took a long time.
Imagine if he would have played opening day, he would have been a lot better. Kevin Newman is terrible. We all know that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like so. He's not though. He's not like so unplugged. I mean, somebody else is playing him right now, right? Like it's not like he's
Reds. They're terrible.
By the way, Kevin Newman has a 50 weighted runs created plus, a -0.4 WAR, and -4 defensive runs saved right now.
I mean, I'm not saying Kevin Newman is good. I'm just saying like he's not like so bad that he doesn't belong in the majors. Like he's.
No, I mean, Jim and I said that we'd probably keep him around as a backup shortstop.
Kevin Newman.
I said no.
Great in this team right now. I had to say it. Like he's kind of exactly what they need. If they could get last year's Kevin Newman, I think they'd be tickled with their shortstop play right now, and that's saying something.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, just to hit lefties alone.
All
right. Well, Alan.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no, thanks for hopping on.
Opposite of whatever fun is.
Fun.
But,
no, this was fun.
I enjoyed myself. Yeah. I just don't think I brought a lot
of
fun to the proceedings.
You did.
No,
this was a good time. Well,
I don't like that Ford agree with you on something. And then disagree with me. That's just rude.
Yeah. Well, again, like you should have known what you were getting into when you brought us on. So that's on you guys. Have fun, sir. And let's do this again because this was a ton of fun.
Yeah, this was cool.
Definitely.
Appreciate it, Alan.
Yeah,
thanks for coming on.
All right. Well, we got our next guest on. We got 2 outs here in the 7th. Sarah, what's happening?
How are you guys?
We're doing good. It's been a heated debate so far tonight.
Oh yeah, I caught the tail end of it. How long has it been going on? The whole game?
1 hour and 39 minutes.
I was gonna say, how long is there it is.
I mean, there's not much like going on with the game itself to really talk about. So
it's just boring. The offense just
there you go.
Isn't doing anything. Sawinski draws a walk, so we got a base runner, and that
You
looks
guys
like
are
Wells
so far behind.
Wells maybe out of the game, so that's good.
Yeah, what is this 3D thing that you guys have going here?
We
DiNardo can talk to that. Yeah.
we paid $1 million for the
Wow.
rights to this.
Wow.
So this is the only place you can see this. It's exclusive to North Shore 9.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yeah. No. So if you go on MLB, like the
Nope,
game day, there's a 3D button, and it's like kind of watching the game, but with little 3D figures.
I'm just trying to see. It seems like it's very far behind.
It
is.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right,
little
okay,
behind.
Not just me.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe DiNardo, do you think you maybe need to refresh
Jesus
it?
Christ.
Should I
Miguel
refresh
Andujar's
it? I
up with
can.
2 outs.
Oh, why is
Why? It's a pinch hit. Do something.
Miguel Andujar's terrible.
Give me Austin Hedges.
No, we're not that.
God, he's so bad. I hate everything
Well,
about
like-
his being.
I think here's my thing is like I don't understand why Castro isn't playing as much as I feel like he hasn't hit righties very well, and like that can be looked at via the stats, but with the way that this lineup is going, like you gotta he's a guy that you have to have in the lineup more often than not.
Like right now, why is Castro not hitting?
Or Kutch.
That's
Yeah,
where's
I
Kutch?
don't know.
If the whole point is to like rest Kutch, isn't that what the DH is for? Like he needs a break from walking out there 4 times a game.
I mean, that's like literally he hasn't played the field in a month.
Oh my god.
So,
And he was injured, so he was out of the lineup for like a week in that month. So I don't know.
But no, I'm with you, Sarah. Like if the guy's only DHing, you don't need this many off days.
Yeah.
Like, why is Kutch basically playing 70% of the time? Uh-oh, Andujar. Oh.
I tried not to say
Oh
anything.
my
in head.
god.
Oh god.
Wow.
Let's look at this 3D stream. It doesn't go close up
That's a
on
little
it.
snow cone.
He went into the wall on my 3D stream. That did not happen.
What a
that way.
catch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Damn.
Andujar's still terrible.
He is.
Either way, Sarah, I hear you know Jim a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell us
was
some
in
like
his,
bad stories about
sister's
him.
wedding.
Yeah, tell us bad stories about him.
There weren't any real opportunities, but I could make some up. If you
I
want.
love that. Let's roll with that. We do it all the time.
So Sarah was a bridesmaid in my sister's wedding. I don't even really know how you two got to know each other.
It was on Twitter, actually. I had just moved to Chicago and tweeted like a picture like out the window of my apartment. And she like DM'd me on Twitter and was like, "Hey, I don't mean to be creepy, but I think we might be neighbors." And the Pirates were about to play the Cubs. And she was like, "Do you want to come?" There were some other Pittsburgh people in town. We're gonna go as like a group and watch the game. Do you want to come? And I was like, "Sure," because meeting up with strangers from the internet is usually a good idea. And in this case, it was.
Yeah, well, there you go. And now you're in Los Angeles.
I am in Los Angeles. Yes, very very sunny, home of the infamous 2022 Pirates sweep.
That's
the
right.
Dodgers.
Did you go to all 3 of those games?
I did not. I went to the last one though, which was I think the best one to be at. The Pirates fans in attendance were acting as if we had just won the World Series.
I mean, so the Pirates.
Which, I guess it's like the closest we're going to come for a while. So, get it out. It was a lot of fun.
Well, when they made the video on Twitter after that series. That was
right.
Oh, yeah.
that was great.
Yeah.
It was kind of a little weird because it's like, guys, you're like 20 games below 500, but I liked it.
Well, honestly, you gotta create that content.
Yeah.
No, it was excellent. I loved it.
Well, it looks like Tyler Wells is done.
This game is flying.
It really is.
We're just having fun.
We're an hour.
We're an hour
I mean,
and
we-
45 in, and
And
this
we
thing
started
is
10 minutes
flying.
early. We started 10 minutes early. It's the what? The bottom of the seventh?
It's middle.
Yeah.
Man, is Contreras still out there?
I would doubt it.
He's only thrown 76 pitches.
I probably would not toss him back out there.
Yeah,
He
no,
was
hey.
getting hit. He
Jesus
did get hit
Christ.
pretty hard. Like the last four batters, his last inning, 93, 105, 102, 89. Yeah.
He is going back out there.
Yep.
I don't know if I agree with this.
Send him back out there.
Yeah,
We have to
76
lose.
pitches. Let him go. Yeah.
I mean, you haven't used anybody good in your bullpen in like a week.
True, but we also don't use good pitchers in the bullpen.
Also,
when,
where are they in the order?
this looks like Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah.
Where's he at? 3, 4, 5?
One thing I wanna bring
Gunner's-
up-
Gunner's like 6 or 7.
Is he 6th or 7th? I got the webcam in the way, so I can't quite see.
Gunner's 7th. So
Okay.
that's 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. I guess maybe this might be the last. This is the last one. You don't let him face the top again.
What I do want to say though, Alan brought this up, and I didn't really think about it, but if he finishes this inning, this will give him 45 innings pitched on the year and 8 starts, which is second on the team behind Mitch Keller. And yeah, I guess it's good to see because I think we talked about a little bit like how much of the kid glove is going to come off with Ronzies, this year with the innings limits and such. So I guess yeah, good to see they're kind of letting him go out there.
Well, he gets Gunner to pop up. Yeah, I know I'm ahead of you, but if we're in the 7th inning, I don't care anymore.
That's fine.
Not my fault. You guys don't live in Market.
We'll take it.
You guys left this part of the world. That's on you.
It's fair.
You're not that far ahead. You're like 6 seconds ahead.
Yeah, 6 seconds is huge.
The thing is, if you really think about it, right? So we're delayed and watching this, but like the people that are watching this stream, the stream's also delayed. So like they're probably like seeing this 30 seconds behind all the action too.
That is true because like the YouTube stream's going to be like 10 seconds behind.
Right.
So basically, if it spikes for some reason, know something bad's coming.
Hey, how many pitches has he thrown this inning? Like 4?
Yeah.
He's got 2 outs. Send them back out for the 8th.
No, I'm not letting him face the top of the order again.
All right, you're right. Let's take the 7 innings. I'm good with that.
7 innings of 2-run ball.
Yeah.
Done.
What would you do, Sarah? Who's right?
I mean, doesn't matter.
They're gonna lose 2-0, so who cares? Maybe
Exactly.
5-0 after they bring the bullpen in.
So based on that response, so how long have you been a
Runs,
Pirate
so
fan?
I was bringing a real fatalist energy to the. You asked me to join late in the game, so that's what I'm gonna bring.
So that would
When you bring someone on after having to watch
Yeah.
this offense for 7 innings,
wow.
yeah,
low
That was
rough.
easy work.
Yeah, good start. Great start.
yeah.
Only 1 strikeout though. Is that right?
Yeah, well, he had to go heavy fastball after they just sat breaking stuff after the first inning. Well, really in the first inning. They were just sitting on all the sliders and curveballs, so had to switch to the fastball, and they didn't hit it hard.
7 innings, 5 hits, just 1 walk.
Yeah, I'm done with him. No, don't give him the 8th. Don't let him face top of the order. 7 innings, 2-run ball. You have your bullpen. Keep the team in the game. Go after a win. This isn't the feel-good moment. It's not Mitch Keller going out there for the 9th. This is different.
No, I'm with you on that.
I think you go
Not a
Holderman
complete
here.
game shutout.
You go Holderman here in the 8th, or Bednar, honestly.
Yeah, this is not giving trust to your starting pitcher. You're down by 2.
The offense just needs to do something though.
Yeah, I'm with it. 7 quality innings. You did your job.
I still say it all the time. If you put, pick 500 fans on Twitter and let them manage a game by a poll, every pitch to pitch, they'd be better than most major league managers.
I feel that Twitter would send him back out, though.
Well, if you pick the smartest 500,
Yeah.
like myself in 499 of myself,
You know what? Let's do
If
this.
Tyler
So you
agrees
just
with
wanna
your
get-
opinion, you're allowed to be in this poll.
I'm
Here, I'm
smart.
gonna-
What do you want
I'm
from
gonna
me?
I'm gonna create a 5-minute poll.
Okay. Well, you have dumb followers. You're from Kentucky.
My followers aren't from Kentucky.
Kind of.
I don't know. I kind of feel like sending him back out. And I really have no reason for saying
You
that.
know
other-
Jim. You follow Jim. You don't
chaos.
follow me or DiNardo. You're in that poll.
Well, she does now.
Do I?
We're now
I'm bad at Twitter, so
mutual friends as of today,
sorry.
as of like 4 hours ago.
Sorry.
You don't
No,
have to
don't be sorry.
apologize.
I didn't follow you.
So, like, please tell me that Jim's sister's not the reason you're a Pirates fan. You were a Pirates fan before that.
I
right?
was a Pirates fan. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But I also kind of wanted to blame Jim on your misery.
That would be hilarious. I don't know if there's a lot of Pirate fans like late in life converts, you know?
You'd have to be a sick
I've never met one.
You have to be a sick individual to just like suddenly become a Pirates fan as an adult.
I think you have to be a sick individual to remain a Pirates fan.
That too.
Yeah. Imagine talking about them every day on top of it.
Yeah, do you guys do this for every game?
Not
No.
this.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
But
This is our
no,
first
I'd
time we've
shoot
done
myself.
this year. But
Okay.
we do a post game though after every game. And
Yeah, I've
that
seen that.
is well, thank you for watching our post game shows.
Yeah.
She didn't say she watches. She just seen
No.
it.
I check it out. I check it out.
She sees that Jim retweets it
Right.
That's probably what it
because
is.
she doesn't follow us.
No comment.
Just like Fort. Did you like that question I asked Fort
Yeah,
about
no
touch?
comment.
I was hoping
Yeah.
he was going to slip up and give us something
That
there.
was great.
But the no comment kind of did give us the answer we wanted anyway.
That's pretty much what no comment means these days, you know?
Yeah.
You say no comment because the answer is yes, but you can't say it.
I call him Took.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
All right.
There
I
we
like
go.
to call him
I
Took.
like to call him Took.
Where's Cody at? He's got to be in the comments here somewhere.
Yeah.
That's
Where's Cody?
basically a
Where's
home run
Cody
for
with the Took?
Marcano.
Yeah. That's as
Hey,
far as they
yes.
get in baseball.
That's nice. We needed that.
Now,
Needed that.
I love how
What
the
if-
corners are in
what if
so
the
much 'cause
Pirates
they
take
just
the lead here?
expect the bunt.
Pirates take the
Sarah's
lead
got to be
here-
on every show ever.
Yeah.
I'll
Then
I'm
Yeah.
a Val. Tech a Val.
yeah. Sarah's the good luck charm.
Back in like my childhood when the Pirates were, you know, about the same as they are now. When my dad and I would go to the game a lot, I had a habit of catching games where they would win, and the usher in our section would be like, "You're the good luck charm." So maybe it's true.
So you're the opposite of Jim. Good.
yes.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you
seriously.
the bad luck charm?
Ooh, it's been rough lately, Sarah. It's been rough.
Michael
Yeah.
McKenry.
I flew
knows
to
about the
Tampa
coast.
Bay to see
Oh,
the race.
that's already rough.
Yeah, I flew to see the Pirates Rays series and they got swept.
Oh, that was a nasty series too.
How about my boy Took?
And welcome, Cody.
I just wanted to come in and say that. Let's go,
We're going to
Took.
have
we-
a Windsor breakdown tomorrow on his double.
Need to boot Cody.
Yeah, that's happening right now. Bye-bye.
Just don't.
That was the meanest thing you've ever done.
that was me,
I
but
like
it was
to call
also
him
pretty good.
blocked.
That was
He
good.
was fitting, but mean.
He's probably going to end the stream like he did for Tyler and mine's postgame show. No, that was DiNardo.
This is a very good at bat by Jason DeLay.
That's all he
Obviously.
does is put up professional bats.
Like this is actually a very good at bat right now.
It's my catcher,
Um,
baby.
This pitcher's on fire right now too. He has a 0 ERA on the year. In 18 2/3 innings.
It's a
Really
18 and
good
2/3
take.
innings has not given up a run. He's
It's a
given up
really
three
good take.
hits. 3 hits.
Dale says Jim and Sarah at the same Pirates game, and it might end in a tie.
Now, I guess we haven't ever been to a Pirates game at the same time because your sister's wedding was in January.
Yeah, that was crazy. Something crazy people do.
That's a great at bat with only one out, but unfortunately there was already, or with no outs. Unfortunately, there was one out.
All right, move the runner over, but yeah, January wedding with outdoor pictures.
Yeah.
By frozen ponds.
Ooh.
Didn't your sister also like? Why is your entire like family meet people through Twitter?
I don't know.
Like, what's that all about?
That's true. My sister, yeah. I don't know.
There was like I was at the Twitter table at that wedding, basically.
The Twitter table.
Come on, Cabran, run into one.
Yeah. So about that.
He didn't.
He did not.
Oh, well.
Well, he did hit it hard, just
He
right
did.
at him.
No, no.
Damn
That's
it.
one man, you gotta be up there looking to try to pull the living shit out of a baseball. Try to tie the game up.
3 straight balls hit over 100 miles an hour there.
You can't have a better approach there. Try to pull the freaking baseball.
I'm not going to fault him for that. I mean,
I am.
he hit it hard. It just was right
No,
at the guy.
you hit it the other way. Hit the ball over the wall one time.
Yeah, he does need to lift it, though. Home run would have been nice.
Get out in front of a baseball one freaking time. You did it all spring. What are we doing here? Why do you just quit on opening day?
Oh, let's get the results of this poll.
Okay.
70% say yes.
Yes,
Shoot,
send it back out.
Stupid.
Yeah,
I told you.
70% send them out.
I'm in favor of it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it. The Twitter has spoken 70%. There's even some comments on here. I say let him get the cheap complete game. That's another kind of intricacy here. 8-inning complete game is in play.
Yeah.
What are you
that's
saving
true.
your pen for? You lost 10 of 11. At some point, Holderman and Bednar need work. Also, keep the game close so that they have to use, what's his name, Felix Batista? Make him use him 2 days in a row.
Bautista will get used in a 2-run game. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you send Ruanzi out again.
Well,
good chance you don't.
Stevenson's out there.
Well, that's not the one I go with either, but whatever.
Yeah, so still no Bednar, no Holderman.
For now, at least.
For now.
Like, if you're giving me the option of Rowe versus Stevenson, I'm taking Rowe.
Hell of a start, though. Is that the first time he's gone 7?
I think he went 7 maybe once last year.
He hasn't gone 7 this year. He did go 7 once last year.
I have a brain on me, I'm telling you.
Technically, everybody has a brain.
Yeah, but it's a good one.
Technically.
All right.
All right, let's get some outs.
Well,
One pitch,
get
one
Ced-
out. There we
yeah,
go.
you get Cedric Mullins out again. You get Cedric Mullins out 3 times, you hope to win the game. I didn't completely change my mind. Like, I just wanted to see one of the higher leverage guys.
I do like Stevenson a lot.
I like him, but not at this moment.
But I mean, at the same time, though, out of everybody who we were talking about, Stevenson pitched on Thursday. No, Wednesday. He pitched Wednesday.
It was pretty recent.
Yeah. There's your top of the zone frame job by delay.
It was nice. I don't know. Days all run together anymore.
I was just thinking. I was like, wait, what day is today?
Yeah, no.
I did the same exact thing.
I actually had to look at my computer to see what day it was. I wasn't sure.
Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so
Oh shit. Hold on.
That's a response.
Sarah's like, I need to order flowers or something.
It's like, thank God I live in LA where it's still 5:57.
I get 3 extra hours to,
Right?
to deal with that.
So am I the only one that has to see their mother on Mother's Day?
Wow.
Has
You hate your
to.
mom. Has
Yeah, it's a
to.
has.
Yeah, this is on the internet, Tyler.
Yeah. I see my mom all the time.
I'm clipping this and sending it to your mom.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We actually should have had, you know what we should have done? What would have been kind of cool? What if all of our guests today were just our moms?
No.
That's tomorrow's.
No.
Yeah, you should do that tomorrow.
No. My mom's the most embarrassing person in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Why
so
we need
we-
to bring her
yeah.
on.
Also doesn't know how to work a computer.
Well, you could be side by side next to each other.
Pass.
Do it for the content, Tyler.
Pass.
That's actually a good idea. We screwed
terrible.
up.
that would do well. I could see that like going viral, you know.
So what if we do that for Father's Day?
Could do that for Father's Day. My dad would probably be up for it.
Then our mothers know we definitely hate them because we didn't do it for them.
Yeah. Just
I
Father's Day.
bet we
My
could
dad
get
just repeating everything I said. This guy
I bet
sucks.
we could make it happen for Father's Day.
I don't think I could.
Tyler's like, I don't think I want my dad on the internet.
Yeah.
You know how much I hate being on camera. Now imagine my father.
You just turn the camera off. Just audio.
That's
only.
true. He would probably have no idea that.
But then knowing you'd probably just
Don't tell them. Just
you'd bring some
have them
random
come over
person
and say, "Let's watch the Pirate
pretend
game."
to be your-
No, the best way to do it would be he'd just show up during a podcast because that's what they do.
Yeah, that's true. You get the parent pop-ins.
I do. This
I don't
is
know if
what
I could
happens
deal with. I
when
don't know if
you
I could
live-
deal with parent pop-ins.
See,
Yeah.
like you guys
That's
were
why we moved
trashing
away.
me about my little comment about Mother's Day, and now you guys are, yeah, I couldn't do the parent pop-ins. Yeah, exactly. Where mom and dad just pop by on Sunday afternoon for fun.
I don't know, maybe you should have moved.
Yeah, you should move. Yeah, you're the one who's in Lisbon, Ohio.
It's beautiful here. We are like 60. What? We're probably at 70 days murder free on my street.
It's impressive.
Which is good because there's like a population of like 7.
You can't afford to lose
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
2,500.
like
Thank you very much.
17% of your street has been murdered this year.
No, they moved out. They're gone. Someone got shot. They all moved out.
You're the only one left.
It's great.
Stevenson looked good there. I agree,
Sure.
Jimothy.
Yeah.
I was talking about murder. I don't know.
All right, so
look good.
9th inning. Offense has done nothing. What
Yeah,
do we
not
got
great.
here? Reynolds, Joe Santana.
I mean, here it comes. And then potentially Sawinski.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's true. Wireless Grape says your parents can just move in next door now since everyone left.
Nope. Nope. Both my neighbors are
Probably
like,
for cheap.
I'm actually the new guy on the street. My neighbors have been here for 40 years.
That's true. And you live like 15 miles from East Palestine. So
Correct.
they could probably just buy one of those houses for like $100.
I do live like 15 miles from East Palestine, so my water's probably not great either. I don't know anymore. God doesn't like me.
So how long have you been in LA, Sarah?
I've been here 8 years now, which is depressing to me.
Any trains get derailed there?
We don't really have a lot of trains. It's mostly just cars, and they do, flip over and catch on fire with some frequency.
Yeah, LA has a big car problem, I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like the biggest LA fan, but I'm here.
So what brought you to LA?
I went to USC for grad school.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because I got in.
Because she wanted to educate herself.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, people could ask, why'd you go to Youngstown State University?
Because you didn't want to educate yourself, Tyler.
Because it was like the one.
Yeah, that's
school
a
I could
valid
get
question.
into. It was like the one
is a
school I could get into.
Yeah. And it was like the only school you didn't have to leave, or like your 20-mile bubble.
Yeah.
No,
Speaking of murder
why
rate.
shoes like? It takes me like 40 minutes to get there.
All right.
I mean, I live like 2 miles from USC. It takes me like 40 minutes to get there too. So
Well, I live like 40 miles from YSU, and it takes me about 40 minutes to get
yeah,
there.
traffic. Yeah, go to USC. It'll take a lot of money from you.
I mean, at least it's not Kentucky.
I didn't go to Kentucky.
Man, pretty much. There's only one school in Kentucky that's worth the shit.
Center College.
Yes.
No, Louisville's ranked like, actually, fun fact about Louisville, when I applied to go to school there, the 5-year graduation rate, not even 4-year, the 5-year graduation rate was like 11%.
Oops.
Where'd Tyler go?
I don't know where
Hold
Tyler
on.
went. But yeah, no, it's it was not one of them academic schools, as you would say.
Well, neither is YSU.
No.
Granted, I wish I would. Ooh. DiNardo, how'd you
Guys?
catch up to everybody?
I'm not. My live feed isn't. I just see on the MLB at bat.
Okay.
Let's go.
I also have that up on my other screen.
All right. Hey, the offense is doing something in those last 2
I'm
innings.
telling you, maybe
If I could go
Reynolds-
back, though, I would never go to college.
college is dumb. A lot
It's
of times.
such a waste of money.
Cool.
Nah, I loved college.
I mean, I loved it, but for a person like me that wanted to stay around where I'm at, it was a waste of money.
That is true. I mostly used college as a reason to move away
Yeah.
from Pittsburgh.
If you want to leave, great. Getting a finance degree and staying in Northeast Ohio is one of the dumbest things you can ever do.
Ooh,
Somewhere
COVID
around.
college. I wouldn't imagine. COVID college probably sucked. Yeah.
That
Oh.
seems like it's just not even worth it. at
Yeah,
all.
that sounds
Yeah.
that sounds bad. Because then what's the point?
I don't know. Like that'd be. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like all
Well,
the bad
Tyler-
things about college.
Tyler
Like it-
also hates
I hate people.
though.
I do hate people.
So you may have enjoyed it, Tyler.
I've spent like. Let's see.
Oh,
I'm on, like-
Connor Joe.
I've lived alone for like 4 years.
Oh, I love living. Living alone is the
Terrific.
best thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. I feel like I can hate people less because I can like recharge myself alone in my apartment. And then when I go out into the world, I can like
Great.
fake it.
Love it. And then I find myself going to a bar and sitting alone just because I just want to be quiet with people around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I get forced to talk and I remind myself why I hate people. Come on, Connor.
All right, let's go.
Have we ever, like this season, have we come back in like the 9th inning yet?
Well, there was the G1 Bay walk-off was a tie game, right?
Oh,
I don't know if we have.
was it
At least
tied?
not.
Yeah, because they blew a lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was David Bednar save.
Bednar
blew-
blew a save. It was his only blown save of the year. And you all started yelling at me because I was actually at that game.
Right.
Oh,
That's
so
why
it
I
was
thought they
your
were
fault.
down.
Yeah, it was my fault. He blew the save, but then
Yeah.
we won. So,
There you go.
Barely.
but hey, a win's a win.
I feel like half of Connor Joe's
Come
strikeouts
on,
right now.
umpire. That's not
Yeah.
a strike.
Yeah.
Half of his strikeouts
He's
right
getting
now are
wrecked.
not strikes.
Like you can't do that. You can't do that at this point in the game. Like you've got to be perfect.
There was at least 3 I remember from last week that were just bad.
The Rays series.
It was
really
last week
bad.
was nasty. When are we getting robot? Like they always talk about AI taking jobs.
Yeah.
I've got one. Got a suggestion.
Yeah, there's a job right here we can take away. I think it is coming soon though, because AAA just actually moved to it. And here's what's going to happen. We talked about this a while back, but the more and more you replenish these umpires, you call them up from the minors, and so if the minor league umpires aren't used to calling balls and strikes, and there's been an automated strike zone their whole time coming up through the minors, then they're not going to be able to call strikes and call balls and strikes at the major league level. So I think that's kind of what I think. Once you kind of see more of an influx of turnover at the umpire position, I think that's when we see that happen.
That makes
Who
sense.
was it that mentioned how many umpires retired last year?
It was
I did. Yeah,
Was it
there were
you?
like 12.
and he was
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, yeah,
I think-
you hyperbolized it, but
Yeah, I said a much higher number than it was.
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It's
though.
still a lot, yeah. I think you said there was like 20 something. It was like 13,
He did.
which
Yeah, I do that.
is a big
lot.
difference, but
I-
13 is
I-
a lot.
Yeah, I exaggerate.
We all do. But Jim's the only one allowed to. Because if you do it, he'll call you out.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you say something with just confidence, then you can get away with it.
That's true.
George Costanza. It's only a lie. It's not a lie if you believe it. There you go.
Ooh.
We need a Jack Swinsky home run here to tie.
Is he doing it?
My God, dude, you gotta
But
gotta
yeah, I
hone
mean-
in on the zone right now.
Here's the thing, because like if he doesn't get a home run here, then it's Andujar.
No.
So
And then
If he
get it.
doesn't, it's gotta be Kutch.
it's Kutch's day off.
I do
He's got to take
wonder.
a like Sarah said, he's got to take a day off from just.
Yeah, he's gotta
walking.
rest.
It's gotta be Kutch.
That's like a 90-foot walk. He can't be doing
Yeah.
that. You know,
Right. He's got to
he
have the
rolled
whole
his
day
ankle
off.
slightly 2 weeks ago, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
He can't do that.
I do wonder though, like even with regular umpires, how much it affects them having to pay attention to the pitch clock as well. Because these guys have small brains as well. So one more thing added to them, I don't know if they can do it.
That's true. Like maybe you're like, hey, umpires, just focus on the pitch clock now. You don't have to worry about balls and strikes. Just watch the clock.
Because we have seen them screw up the pitch clock quite a few times as well.
They have.
And they get a buzzer for that.
Do they have a buzzer?
I think they have like a vibration or something. I thought I heard. I could be wrong. I might be making it up.
No,
chance
I think
I'm
you're
making it
right.
up.
I think you're right. I'll look
Dude.
that up.
Jeez.
Oh,
Come on.
oh
Twice.
my God.
Twice.
Holy hell.
That's
Okay.
Can't, like,
That's terrible.
that's so dumb.
Jesus.
Yeah, umpires will be wearing belts with electronic buzzer.
You know what they should do? They should wear shock collars, and when they make stupid plays, like stupid calls like that, you shock them. You give them a shock, and then they overturn their play, their call.
That's. It seems like.
But
you know,
to be fair, I mean, it's not fair, but we talked about delay in his pitch framing. I mean, Adley's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
you gotta give
Adley's
Adley
not
some
that
credit
good.
there.
Adley's really not that good.
I mean, those are balls. Like,
Like,
that's a breaking ball above the zone.
That's
it was
not even
never a
close.
strike. It was never a strike.
That's a home plate umpire that wants to go get the hell out of there.
yeah.
He's done. I'm done with my day. That's me at 4:30 when someone calls in and I get off at 5 and I'm clicking the ignore button.
Yeah. It seems like the Pirates this whole stretch have been like unlucky, but so like consistently unlucky that I'm just like, is it luck anymore? Or have we been like cursed?
Oh, they're cursed.
Well, I think we've.
What do we do?
They're just a cursed organization.
Well,
I mean, just the mathematical improbability of them going 20 straight years without like having a winning record.
yeah.
That's cursed. Like, how can you not just accidentally win 81 games?
Accidentally.
Yeah. Man. All right. Well, this was fun.
So it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I don't have
Thanks
a
for
lot of
coming on.
baseball analysis, but you
Yeah.
know,
Thanks for coming on.
of course.
Too bad we were hoping you could be good luck there at the end, but they at least
Yeah,
got they got twice as many hits when you were on as opposed to the rest of the game. So
Is that true?
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it only works when I'm there in person.
They were being one hit when you came on. They finished with 3.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Great.
So.
Cool.
I
Right.
love it. You can tell how long Sarah's been a Pirates fan.
It's like at a certain point you just expect it, you know, like this just feels right to me. When they were like winning all the time, I was like, what is this? I'm having fun watching the baseball games. That's not right.
Yeah, it was weird. Things were just too good. It was like when you're watching one of those shows that like just bad stuff happens all the time. And it's like, you know, that like when a show's going and it's like things are happening, like too many good things are happening in a show, that like something bad is about to happen. This is that something bad.
Yeah. I really wish it had just kind of like evened out and not like swung completely in the opposite direction. But
Yeah. May and April is so polarizing.
yeah.
Just a pathetic performance.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Glad to be here.
It sounds like we had a blast.
All right. Well, Sarah, thanks again for joining us. We'll have to do this again. But,
Yeah.
That was
All
good
right.
times. Good times.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
All right, well,
For
see ya.
sure. All right, guys.
Well, that was that was
a good
fun.
time, though.
It was a good time. Good time hanging out, talking about baseball.
Yeah.
Game sucked.
Baseball talk.
Post.
Are
Do
we
we
doing
want
a
to do a
post-game
quick?
now?
Do we want to do a quick, just like post game show, or just we were talking about it? We didn't really talk about the game that much, honestly.
I just thought about should we do one to have one? when
Yeah, I
we do
mean,
these
real
still?
quick, I thought Contreras was great. Like
Well, do we
Contreras was
wanna, like,
excellent. No,
Hop
like,
off and do a
no.
post game?
No, let's just talk
Okay.
right now. Yeah, like
Okay.
Contreras was great, but it's just a lot of like the offense. Tyler Wells was untouchable tonight. Like this offense couldn't do anything against him. Lefties were struggling with him against that changeup. Righties obviously weren't doing anything. But when we saw the lineup today too, I mean, DiNardo, you were the one who said it. You were like, let's cancel the stream because no one wants to watch this shit.
Yeah.
And the offense goes 3 for 30 with 11 strikeouts today. Just a pathetic performance.
It all comes back to the strikeouts to me. In May, they were a top 5 least struck out team. Right now, they strike out more than anybody in the league. When you're not doing
not
that,
more.
you're not putting the
I think
ball over
second
the wall.
worst, but still.
What'd you say, DiNardo? I'm sorry.
I said I don't think they're the worst. I think the Twins are actually
No,
the
they're
worst.
worst.
But,
In
are they
May.
now? They
Well, in May and April, they were a top 5 best. In May, they're the worst.
yeah. Okay. Then they overtook it because I knew they were second to worst in strikeouts.
No,
so-
they're when I looked today, they were the worst
okay. Then that speaks.
by I think like 5%.
And don't look now, but the Cardinals
way.
have won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Cardinals are only 6.5 back now of the Pirates. This could be a last place team by next week.
Yeah.
But that speaks a lot to the NL Central. Everyone's just terrible.
They
all
might not win 5 games in May.
At this pace, I mean, they've won 1. They have 1 win in the month of May. After having just like a historic April. That's just it's so frustrating because they were playing so well. And then like you obviously expected some regression, but this is just a monumental collapse.
So early into the season as well. This isn't even like they played so well through June, July, and they had this monstrous collapse. It was like, oh, in May.
Yeah, and you look at the lineup, they're not that bad. They really aren't. The guys on the roster should be able to put up at least two runs. That's it.
Well, that's
runs.
part of the problem. You
The
say
power-
that, but it's like the
the
guys that
power is
deserve
gone.
being the guys that deserve to be in the lineup aren't bad. It's the biggest problem.
So Derek Shelton got an extension way too far in advance. Fire him. Fire Derek Shelton. I'll get out in front of it. Fire him. I'm done. I don't need him.
You know
He's
what's
not
actually
good.
interesting? You know what's interesting? Doug brings up a good point here. Imagine if the season started like this. Like, what if it was flipped and May came first? Would Shelton have just been fired at 1-11? Would they have just been like, you know what? Done. No more of this.
No.
1-11?
No.
At what point do you just say, nope,
After,
not happening
they would have
anymore?
waited till after the season.
This is
No.
what confuses
Not if
me
you-
about
not
the
if you're, like,
extension.
Not if you're
To me-
if you're on pace for like another 100+ loss
No,
season.
it-
He's
no,
not getting the whole year.
Ben Sherrington has clearly not given a flying F about this season. He made it abundantly clear when he was asked if this team is a contender. And no, that means you don't care.
My point is, to me, that record didn't mean anything. When he got extended, that extension was coming.
But you don't extend
My
him if he's
take-
1-11.
I don't know.
He
Do you
might.
extend him because he's in 12 games? He's whatever he was at that point in time.
No, but I think you go.
9
I
and
think
3
you
or
hold
whatever it
off. I think you hold off on anything if he's 1-11.
I don't know.
Imagine the PR hit there. We're 1-11. Let's extend our manager. It's not happening. It's not happening.
But even when they extend him, it wasn't as if, like, I
They were
understand
playing
they
good
had a winning
baseball.
record.
They're playing good
But-
baseball.
It's still just that many games. The entire body of work spoke way more than those many games. I mean, if you did it after April, then maybe you're talking like, okay, this team's turning around. But like at that point in time, I don't think the mentality was still like, oh, they're playing good baseball. It was more of, wow, these teams suck. Anyways, again, I just don't think there was a whole lot that involved the record at that point in time. When you're sending someone that early into the season, your mind's made up. Which just
Yeah, it
goes to
was
show,
stupid.
again, why I don't understand the extension. Like,
It was
you should have
stupid.
waited out the season.
It was
Regardless.
stupid. I mean, at the end of the day, they'll probably just fire him anyway. A manager's contract really is like a half a war player. Who cares?
Okay. But if they extended him and they fire him after this season, are they going to eat about, I don't know, $6 million, Tyler?
No, he'll be back next year because he was going to be back next year anyhow. He
Okay, I'm just
wasn't
wondering,
getting
'cause
fired on
This
any
$6
planet.
million Super 2 stuff you want to talk about.
I'm aware, but he has been tied into Ben Sherrington the whole time. Ben Sherrington's going to hold on to Derek Shelton as long as he possibly can.
Regardless, I guess it's back to the game.
Sure.
It's been
Do
the
we
MO.
have to-
The starting
there's-
pitching was
Yeah.
good.
You're the
Okay,
one that
like we
wanted to
talked
do
to
the
start-
post game, Jim.
I was saying quick hitters. This game sucked.
Well, we still haven't talked about the game in this post game. We've talked about
We
did.
Shelton.
talked about
We
it for
said-
2 hours.
You said Contreras was good. Everyone else sucked. The rest of the team
Okay.
was garbage. They
We're
were
all just angry.
garbage.
I'm sorry.
So we're giving the Tyler analysis. on
You know
this
what?
post game.
Tucapita Marcano was the best player on the team offensively, and he had one at bat. And yeah, the pitching was good. Everyone else sucked. They sucked. Miguel Andujar.
Sucks.
What is if you take out Miguel Andujar's homer against a position player? What is he hitting? I'm gonna do some math
Well,
real quick. Give me 10 seconds.
Yeah, last time I did it was less at bats, but it was terrible, and it's obviously gotten worse.
More than 10
Well, you're
seconds.
doing
I'm
the
gonna do more
math.
than 10 seconds.
I guess we can keep
Yeah,
talking.
I'm gonna do math. Keep talking. I'm gonna do math.
But he just went on mute. I don't know. I don't know what to really tell you. Again, like it just was a bad game. The pitching was there. Romanzi pitched excellent. Did everything he did to secure a win. The bats aren't there. And sure, like the umpires don't help at the end of the game there, but like that's just an excuse.
No, you're down 2-0. Like you don't win baseball games scoring less than 2 runs. You're not going to be a good team.
And they haven't been able
They
to do
scored
it.
0.
They can't score.
You give up 2 runs, you should expect to win that game. They didn't. They suck. I don't know how else to put it other than Ben Sherrington has constructed a roster, and I've given him his due on what he's done in the offseason. I thought he made the team a little bit better, but there was no plan B. It was everything has to go right. Well, everything went right in April. It's not in May. And now they're not a good baseball team. They're back to the way they were because there was no plan B.
Yeah.
Good teams have a plan B. This team's plan B, they refuse to go to because they are so conscious of money.
Jim just put out there. So he's batting 133, 187, 300 without the pitcher. But to go back to that, you know what? It's kind of funny and ironic. You know, we talked about this offseason. If Miguel Andujar is playing a lot, that probably is bad. They did things they needed to do to make sure that didn't happen. Like they went out and got Choi, they got Santana. Like we gave them credit. They said, "Oh, good." So they didn't bring on Andujar to be the problem solver. Yeah, sure, they added him, but they didn't say that was our plan A. They went out there and got other players, and yet here we are this next year, and Andujar's getting all these starts because yes, like things happened, but the fact that you're sticking with Miguel Andujar to get 5 starts a week, which we don't understand why.
The problem is that their plan B is Miguel Andujar and not all the other options. They don't have all the other options, but they have other options. Miguel Andujar is not the option.
You know what else is an option?
Yeah.
Kutch.
There's just a lot of stupidity around that building right now. And I'm annoyed that I gave them credit for 1 month of being competent because they are dumb. They are dumb. They're dumb. They're dumb. They're dumb. They're dumb.
I mean, they were
nobody in that front office has a brain. They're dumb.
They were legit playing good baseball for a month.
Yeah, but I'm saying the front office. Nobody in that front office is smart. They're dumb. They signed Brian Reynolds because Brian Reynolds decided to take a sweetheart discount. They're dumb. And they're just going to... I'm not going to do that yet.
Who's the number one?
Henry,
Who's number one prospect in the 2024 draft? Who do we need to start following?
They can do 2 more. Tanking rules don't set for them. They only had 1 season technically under the new rules, so they can tank for 2 more years, guys.
They're dumb. This front office is dumb.
It's annoying. It's annoying for sure.
Dumb.
And again, this is why I'm all for Henry Davis being up. He can play right field. He can play catcher. He can DH, spell. I'm wondering too, like they never use him at first base. I don't know if they, of course, will in the major leagues, but at least right now. But like there's some position flexibility there. He can play right field. He can catch. He can do DH. Get him up here. Let him develop in the major leagues too. That happens. I think he'll do him well. I think he'll do the Pirates well. No errors. That is looking on the bright side.
That's the very bright side.
Hello, Mr. Brightside.
They're dumb.
All right.
And I'm a dummy for believing in 1 month of baseball thinking that maybe they will be average this year. No, they're dumb. They don't know what they're doing.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Tyler.
Ben Sherrington has been a last place GM his entire career. Why the hell did I ever believe he'd be anything else? He's dumb too. He's a dummy. Big dummy. They're all dumb.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Again, we talked about this offseason. We weren't sure he was going to do the bare minimum. You know, he did the bare minimum and a little bit more, but just a little bit more. And that's why you're where you're at. You had a good April because everything clicked. They're all healthy. Things started coming and unraveling, and here we are because you did the bare minimum, slightly above it. So don't be so hard on yourself. But like they did show they're competent, and they can be competent when they're all clicking and everything's going well. Just where we were. We had a lineup that had Miguel Andujar, Chris Owings, and Jason DeLay. And again, give Jason DeLay a lot of credit how well he's been playing. But heading into this offseason, if you thought Jason DeLay was going to be playing in this lineup, you're thinking 7 through 9 is trash.
Yeah.
And that was 6 through 9 because there's Bay who's struggling mightily too. So we're back to the 2022 Pirates lineups again. 1 through 4 is it. After that, you're praying.
I don't know, man. It's all bad. There's no depth.
Everything sucks.
We do it. We do a post game show every game. We talked about it for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I don't need to talk about it more. Unless you want me to keep calling them dumb. Because that's all I've been wanting to call them for 2 weeks now.
So what a smart move, bringing up Endy and Henry?
Smart move is getting the hell out of here. So before I call them all dumb.
I'm just wondering because if a smart move would be call up those two, then that just means you're calling yourself dumb. And I rest my case.
No, everything's dumb.
You're dumb.
This team's dumb.
You're dumb.
Probably.
All right. We're just going back. We're calling people dumb. Are we
all
done?
dumb. We're all dumb for watching this team.
Life sucks and we're all going to die.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here. But let's just say this was a fun night. I enjoyed it. Our guests were awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got to do this definitely more often. Unless you guys don't want us to. Let us know. We can just not do it if you hated it.
I had a lot of fun. A lot of good discussion. Great guests. Great commentators. Well done all around.
I had a lot of fun until after the show. Like after the game, I should say.
Yep. So let's for real get out of here.
Yeah. I'm done. Everything's
Bye, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for actual post games and discussing how the Pirates are going to lose that game. So see you then. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
See you guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.